going on stream?
We live? We live?
I wouldn't have said what's going on stream if we wasn't live. I promise
Bro, I don't know. Sometimes you be typing and chatting and saying the same thing out loud.
What?
you. That's counterproductive as fuck.
Yeah.
Nah, we live. So
All right. You feel we fine? Oh, go ahead. You can
no, I
intro.
was just making sure everybody can hear us good. Put it in the chat if we sound straight. Everybody like volume is up. If not, I have to turn it
Testing,
up and down.
testing.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Yo, 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 yo.
Mic check. Same thing.
Yeah, nah, I wanted to put fucking music at the beginning of the stream. I'm like, that should be so boring. And I had to find music that wasn't copyright because I was like, I don't want to get demonetized before we even get monetized. That would suck.
Yeah. At the beginning of my stream, I just use a rapper called Bings. He has like non-copyrighted music.
I have no idea
Shit.
what that is.
Link me up, bro. And
Yeah, I don't think anybody does. He's like a small rapper.
Yeah, it's fired off.
Yeah, it's fire, of course.
you got
I
you
wouldn't
got
watch it.
instrumentals?
Not from him.
Okay.
Isn't your intro like X though? For your main channel?
Yeah, that's XX.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for my burner, I play Bings before I start streaming.
Testing,
cool.
testing. Yo, Vaughn, what's good, bro? I'm not streaming on my channel because I want people to come here, so I don't want to divert views.
As always, my audio is low. Is that better? I can see it on the thing, though, that my audio is kind of low. I'm about to get a freaking podcast microphone. I swear to God. One that just sits at my desk. This microphone stand is pissing me off.
Yeah,
What
low
kind of
key, bro.
microphone you?
I was just saying, low key, this fried chicken is dope, but never mind.
I'm making chicken too.
I mean, it's so good. Like, what the fuck? This shit has no business. Like, what are we doing?
Is this homemade fried chicken, or did you get this from?
No, it's from the joint. It's from the joint.
From what?
No, I didn't
what
cook
joint?
this.
Shout them out.
Hell no, they ain't paying me.
This is a fact. This is a fact.
Oh, I forgot to get my ranch. I'll be back. Hold on.
The ranch.
So
Do your thing.
free game. What mic you use?
I have a Focusrite. Like, it's a good microphone. I just have to get a stand for my desk because I have a
Yeah, you need a stand.
Yeah.
A stand is such a godsend, bro.
exactly.
Because I used to have like a mic stand like on my desk, and I would always have to like bend over. It always hurts my neck.
Yeah, I have to lean to the side because I have a microphone
Yeah.
stand. So I'm like, oh yeah. well,
Getting like a mic arm and connecting to your desk is
Yeah.
so like, convenient.
Yeah.
Like you can move it around whenever. Yeah, you can get it for cheap. It's like $10. You can get like a regular one.
I did this podcast with this channel called Anime Eye. Shout out to Anime Eye.
Yeah.
They do it their podcast like live. Well, not live. But they do it like with cameras and stuff like that. I was like, shit, if I knew it was cameras, I would have got an edge up. I would have got my dreads retwisted, wore some cooler shit. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. He had microphone stands and everything. Their whole setup was dope. I was like, oh shit, I gotta step it up. They were like, this setup is cold. They had everything. He had like a little intro and shit. Like he got like a mixer board or whatever. It's like he just like, put the thing up there. Little intro come on. Yeah, it's lit. I like it. Shout out to them. If y'all haven't checked them out, check out their channel. It's called Anime Eye. Anime Eye, please. There you go. That's how it'll pop up. Anime Eye, please. That shit is dope. They talk about like all anime. I was sitting there and I couldn't even really talk about some of the shit that they was talking about. We was doing like top villains. And like it was like 10 villains on that list. I didn't know who the hell they were. And I was like, skip, because I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro, that's how it be, bro. I think me and you kind of like the same thing. I don't know about Meek, but I'm like a anime hype beast. Like I only real watch the animes that's like super hype. Dragon Ball, Naruto, Hunter X. Well, I never seen Hunter X Hunter, but Death Note, Attack on Titan,
I get what you're
Demon
saying.
Slayer. Y'all know those.
Yeah, you watched the new Demon Slayer episode?
Nah,
Dude, it was
we were
a
actually.
classic. It was amazing. That was probably the best episode yet. Like
I seen it trending on Twitter.
straight up movie. It was so
Yeah,
good.
it's trending.
Yeah.
I gotta get my shit.
Yeah, their
Listen,
animation
you
is
see-
crazy.
Guys, listen. What do we, yo, we got 1,000 subs. Yo, let's like.
Oh
what's this-
yeah,
Oh,
facts.
this is-
Yo,
this
this
is
is
doing right now.
Conversation.
Yeah, oh,
Yo,
yeah.
what we doing right now?
Yes,
Yo,
Yeah,
chat,
sir.
what's
crazy.
good, bro? We got 30 something people in here, guys. Thank you so much for the support, getting us to 1K and beyond. Shout to Meek. I think you plugged the channel. And just coming on in general. Of course, Bar B. I mean, the man needs no introductions, and Free Game putting in like literally all the fucking work. Like,
No,
amazing.
Barbie put in the work too. He do all the cuts and stuff like that. So
Oh no. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no need to say that. He's Barbie. Like, we all know he's
The
God.
goat.
Yeah.
The goat.
Big Barbie, man. Come on.
Talking about Barbie, yo,
Oh, my bad.
y'all was arguing for 10 hours. How did y'all do it? Like 10
That was
hours
crazy.
of just
That
was
debating?
crazy.
Like, what is going
Oh
on?
my god.
A
Bro,
day of
Bar
being
is
non-productive, like.
Bar is amazing, bro.
You said
Not only
they, y'all
not
all had a very non-productive day. All
No,
of
I
you.
said a full a day of being non-productive.
Okay.
I mean, it was content, so I mean, we were kind of working, quote
Yeah,
unquote.
definitely.
But
That's
listen,
true.
Bar,
Nah,
this
bro,
man,
it's
he stuck with his guns. He took on all comers. This man is legendary. His fucking chakra reserves are amazing. I have to stop cursing. I gotta get used to that. His chakra reserves are absolutely fantastic. I mean, shout out to you, bro, because you did your thing.
Yes, yeah. So for the people in the chat who don't really know what we're talking about, we had like a 10-hour call in Discord. By the way, Discord links is probably gonna be funneling through the chat. So if you guys want to join, you guys can join. But I think what was the first thing that we debated? I think the first thing was like Cho. If you swap her out with anybody from Team 7, they're losing versus Bora. I think we kind of came to like a kind of agreement with that one. And then it was like the big one was the Hagoromo versus Naruto. That right there, look at an unproductive 10 hours. The day was just super unproductive.
I was like,
Yeah.
yo. And then I accidentally had that whole hour of just like dead air because I could not put that on like my editor. Like it would have took too long for me to edit that 1 hour out and then put it on YouTube. And then I thought when I put it on YouTube, like YouTube Studios would let me edit it out, but it said the video's too long. So I was like, oh well, fuck it, we're just gonna have an hour of dead air at the end.
Nah, I know what you mean. But yo, we gotta find another debate topic, bro.
Y'all talking
We gotta
about
find something.
everything. Yo, we was talking about other anime at the beginning though. Like if y'all can mix any two verses, what would it be? Like any two like animes if you had like if they can, you know what I mean? Like you know how like Marvel and DC like intertwine sometimes, like they do like a little special
Yeah.
episode. Like if you could see two of your favorite animes do that, which two would you choose?
I think it'd have to be me personally. It'd have to be One Piece and Naruto. One Piece and Naruto, they're both legendary series, and power scaling isn't necessarily too crazily far off. You probably just could say, hey, Naruto Barrymore probably wouldn't necessarily be able to fight Luffy, but I'm pretty sure you could find some characters that can match
Wait.
up with some of their strong characters as well. I think that would probably be the best.
Naruto characters, well, that's an excellent pick, first and foremost. But Naruto characters do tend to trend stronger than One Piece characters. Not so much
Yeah.
lately because One Piece is like getting up there, but I think Barry and Mo would probably cuck the boy. What do you think, Meek? I'd love to hear your opinion
Yeah,
on this.
I mean, in terms of combining animes, I would definitely go with Naruto and Hunter x Hunter, simply because like the authors were like friends back in the day. Like they used to like live with each other, and they basically got their ideas off each other when it came to writing their stories. So like if you've watched Hunter x Hunter, you can definitely see like some concepts that are similar in Naruto as well. Like Kishimoto and Togashi, they definitely have a lot of similar ideas. If you bring like Naruto and Gon and like Killua and Sasuke, there'd definitely be some cool chemistry between there. And I mean, scaling wise, if you're talking about power scaling, I'm not too familiar with Hunter x Hunter scaling, but I definitely do think if you're gonna bring in like all those villains like Meruem and like the Phantom Troop, they would kind of get washed, I think, by like Barry on Naruto. But I think like the fact that they have like similar concepts, a lot of the characters would mesh well. So I definitely do think that'd be dope.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good one. Pretty good
What
one.
about you, Mello?
I would go with Hunter x Hunter and Yu Yu Hakusho. They're made by the same
Oh, yeah.
author. I think it makes sense. The universes, I mean, in Hunter x Hunter, they have like this whole thing with no spoilers, of course. But there's like different continents, right? So everything that you see initially is just one area on that planet, and the planet's actually really freaking large. So there's room to have like other verses in there. I would think so. And like Nin is one of the most versatile power mechanics in all of Shonen. I think a lot of people would agree if they know about it. And
Facts. I
Yu
agree.
Yu Hakusho is just just the depth. It's very mature. The fight. It's amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, definitely those two verses.
Nice,
Oh,
nice, nice.
that's
If I can mix my two, it would most likely be Yu Yu Hakusho and Bleach.
Oh, I like that. That would be dope. Oh, Yusuke and Ichigo? That would be fire.
Exactly.
Yo, throw Jujutsu Kaisen in there for the lulz. That'd be fire, bro.
For the community.
I like that.
Jujutsu in there. Yeah, that's cold. Now I had just
That's a
thought
good
about
one.
that off the top of my head. Like, if we can mix two verses together, what verses would be like dope together? Like, if you can watch Boruto and have like any verse, just hop into the series for like one episode. What would be like a cold episode that you would think like a verse? Like we can intertwine the two verses.
Me personally, I think the first one would probably be Naruto, but that was already done. If I'd give it another one, and this right here is just my personal like what I personally like because I like Attack on Titan so much. I want to see how the Genin would do versus actual
I
Titans,
was
not
thinking
necessarily
about
the
that, but I
older
ain't wanna say
characters.
it. Yeah, that would be dope.
Well, like Naruto characters
Yeah.
against they would destroy
Even-
them. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I honestly think it would be a decent fight. Not talking about the adults, I'm talking about like the Genins. Like for example, Naruto when he
okay,
was
yeah,
about
yeah.
12 or 13, Sasuke as well, other characters like that, and even Boruto Genin. How would Denki, Iwabe, and Wasabi do versus them? How would the other, I wouldn't say Team 7, but how would the new Ina Shigecho do against the Titans? I think that right there would be interesting. Not only just the regular Titans, but also the I can't even really call the names, but you know the
Colossal
big Titans.
Titans?
Yeah, I don't want to give spoilers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
right now.
the latest episode.
That's a
Yeah,
Titan, a colossal Titan. But,
yeah.
Yeah. But the core, I think, what is it? 10 of them. It was either
Yeah.
7 or 10.
9.
I think
It's
it was
9 Titans.
9. There it goes.
Yeah.
that would be cool
Yeah.
if we can just get a yeah. All right. So like, what would you pick, Mello? Like if you can just throw out like a good episode, if we mix the two verses.
In the Boruto verse specifically, I want to throw my boy Ben 10 in there. That's what I want to throw in there.
Ben 10.
Damn.
That is a
Ben
curveball.
10.
I was not thinking of any of those
See,
cartoons.
he got it.
That's actually
He has the Omnitrix. He can copy the Otsutsuki because they're aliens. He can
Oh my
potentially become an
God.
Otsutsuki. Yeah, it's fucking cool, right? Now he can become an Otsutsuki. Yeah, I want to see where he scales power wise after that. I mean, Alien X pretty much wipes the whole Naruto verse, to be fair. But I definitely want to see where he scales power wise. I think that'd
That'd
be
be
fun.
dope. That would be fire. But I guess like for me, I would definitely want to throw Yuji Itadori into the Boruto verse because of like Sakuna. Like imagine Sakuna and Momoshiki becoming friends and then they like wreck shit together. That shit would be heat.
that would be cool because they both assholes.
I like that.
Yeah, facts. They be killing people. They're on demon timing, literally.
Yep. Every time they make an appearance, it's demon time. You know some shit's about to happen. Yo, Mello, how is that tasting over there, my guy?
I was just about to hit mute, bro. Yo, I got this ranch calling my name. It's like, sir, open me. I have to now. Hey,
But-
that's that ranch calling me, bro.
Yeah, but when combining like animes, to be honest, I think a good part to look at would probably be the ideologies. Like for example, hypothetically, I know it's like the same anime, but let's say Pain came to Boruto. Would any of Boruto characters, would Boruto, Kawaki, or anybody else follow his ideals, or would they stay strict on their own?
That's a good
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think a lot of them would just call Pain crazy. Like, what are you talking about? Causing like other people in other villages to be killed for more peace. Like that's kind of like some twisted logic right there. So I don't know.
I think the obvious answer will be Kawaki, right? 'Cause,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
the
in
only
the flash
person I
forward,
think. Yeah.
the era of peace is over. He clearly ends the shinobi world. They're having a battle to see what the new world's going to look like. And that's kind of something Pain wanted to do. Not quite that, but something similar. So I think the obvious answer will be Kawaki. But I just when they introduced that time traveling turtle, it really opened up a lot of what if potentials. Like, you know how Dragon Ball has Dragon Ball Heroes, like Elseworld stories.
Right.
I would have
Yeah.
loved to see something where like they go back to the Pain Invasion arc. Maybe they can like before Naruto shows up or something, they need to I don't know, like some Dragon Ball Xenoverse stuff. where like there's a third party interfering with the past villains, and Boruto has to do something, this or that, like the time patrol. That kind of stuff is really interesting to me. But yeah, I think Kawaki would be the answer there, the easy one.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
That's the only person I think would kind of see some sense in Pain's ideology.
I see what you mean. Me personally, with the time travel thing, I don't want to sound like Mello, but I made a video about it, and I think I told you guys about it. I think the only time that they could, the part that would probably make the most sense would probably be Otsutsuki members going back to actually take the Tentails. One of the things that we did actually see is that Tentails right now is like a kind of a juvenile Tentails. We understand that Tentails back in the fourth grade Shinobi War wasn't necessarily the big bad Tentails that we did see with Kaguya, but it still looked like it was relatively stronger than the Tentails that we do actually get to see in Boruto. Hypothetically, if they're like, hey, we got like one of the perfect vessels, Boruto or Kawaki being, I wouldn't necessarily say the best type of Otsutsuki, but a relatively good Otsutsuki. Ishiki Otsutsuki said it, Momoshiki Otsutsuki said it. You might as well pair that with a Tentails that's equally as good. I think they'd probably try to look for the Tentails back in the day. That would probably be the best reason why they'd probably go back in time to try to, to do something along with their Otsutsuki will. I think that's realistic to be honest.
I have a question for you. Do you think the juvenile Tentails is a juvenile because it hasn't eaten an Otsutsuki yet? Do you think they all start off that way?
I think it's possible that they all start off that way. The reason why I think it's possible is because Karma and all the other tail beasts were babies when they were first created. But that right there is like completely different element because, of course, Hagoromo created it, and of course Hagoromo didn't create the Tentails either. So we don't really know how the Tentails originally came to be. But I think it's possible. But another thing that we could definitely look into is the fact that Jigen's been siphoning chakra from that Tentails for a very long time. That can make it smaller in itself.
What do you think?
My bad, I was eating chicken. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I feel the same way too. Like I'm pretty sure like every Otsutsuki gets like when they're sent in pairs to like a planet or whatever, the Tentails they get, I'm pretty sure it might just be a baby, and then just over time it grows up. There could be some truth if it does take in the Otsutsuki, it just grows up and becomes like much more mature, and then that's where it begins to plant itself to become that chakra fruit later on. So I think we might see something like that soon, especially with Boruto's dead body. With Code right now, I said it before, but I think Code might just try to take Boruto's body and dip, and just try to feed that dead body to the Tentails because there's still Otsutsuki DNA inside of it, and we know that Ishiki wanted to feed Boruto to the Tentails because he would have cultivated a very ripe fruit compared to like Jigen's like dead body. So I think Code might just like get his body and just like throw him to the Tentails. And obviously we don't know how Boruto will come back from that, but I mean, if I feel like we should get something like that soon, where we get to see like an Otsutsuki get fed to the Tentails and someone else obtain the chakra fruit and update the genetics. I think that'd be pretty dope for the story if we get something like that, especially for Code. If they're gonna like basically build him up as this big final, at least this main antagonist right now, you know.
How do you factor in Kawaki in that words fucking chicken? How do you factor in Kawaki in that equation? Jesus. Like, how does he get past Kawaki?
That's a good question. How does he get past Kawaki? I mean, Code's band abilities, he's very elusive with it. I mean, when Borushiki came out, even though he was like pretty much like beating Code's ass, when he was shooting those like giant, massive Rasengans, Code was still dodging them with his band abilities or his claw marks or whatever, right? So I think that even though like we can say that Kawaki and Borushiki are above Code in terms of power levels, I think he's still like fast enough to still just grab Boruto's body and just get the hell out of there. Because even though he's not like physically a monster, he's very fast. He's very elusive, like a Minato or an Obito, for example. So I feel like he still could like maneuver his way around using those claw marks ability. But if someone else intervenes, like Sasuke, for example, I feel like that could be like pretty huge, and that could be a pretty big problem for both for Code if he's trying to grab Boruto's body and dip.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Wasn't it proven that Boruto couldn't absorb the claw marks because they were made of like organic material?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I just forgot that because I was like, okay, could Kawaki like shrink the claw marks? But if that's the case, then it doesn't seem likely. But I just needed my memory jogged.
Yeah, because I remember he did try to absorb it, but he just couldn't. So yeah.
Oh no. Well, he still might be able to shrink it. I mean, the barrier for shrinking and absorbing things are kind of different. So I don't. He might still be able to shrink it. I don't know.
No, it's just like if it's like alive or something. I don't know,
Yeah,
like a piece
if
of
it's
him maybe.
yeah, for shrinking it has to be alive, and for absorbing it has to be like of natural material or alive, but of natural material. So like if someone's manipulating water from the ocean, you can't absorb that. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like if like because like a blood cell is a living organism, it's just in a
That's
different
true.
form, right? So if
That's
it's like
true.
blood is in there, I think that was what was stated. Then I don't think he'll be able to shrink the bands. I was just thinking about ways that he could probably get around that speed feat, but
Hmm.
it doesn't look like he'll pan out for our boy Kawashiki. By the way, I was on Discord with my boy FBK. I think Sauron was there. What's up, guys? We were watching the latest episode, and like Kawaki wasn't looking so good. Bar. I mean, he was throwing up, and he looked really really sick, and that was so unfortunate, man. I
Well,
mean, I just
well,
wanted
I
to point
think
that out. Great episode, great episode.
Well, I think you got to feel for a man like Kawaki, coming this essentially being his first real mission. You feel me? Well,
Oh,
second, you should say, but first real mission with the big team seven. You feel me?
yeah,
And
it's
he
solid.
has to, carry Sarada on his back the whole time. As soon as the blimp crashed, Sarada hiding behind Kawaki, trying to find cover. Kawaki got to be the one dodging, making sure shrapnel don't get close to Sarada because she too weak to protect herself. You got to understand where Kawaki coming from. And then you asking him to go somewhere where he's never been before in regards to being on the water. He throwing up and everything, and he's still sorry to still trying to ask him to protect him. Hey man, you gotta respect him for leaving my guy back on the boat, making sure he cures his fears. Now he looks like he's good. At the end of the episode, he wasn't necessarily hurling nothing like that, even though Sarda, she came real close to becoming a pack a couple of times in the last episode, but that's
It's
besides the
really
point.
weird you keep mentioning Sarada, but I'm not gonna say nothing about that. Look, man, look,
You
Kawaki. Look. Kawaki, he was just following the orders of his commander, his master, his queen. Okay, that's all that was. Okay, he was just following the orders of the queen bee. Like what we talking about here? She said, "Stay your butt on that ship, boy." And what did he do? Stay there. He did. So there you go.
no,
Yo,
absolutely.
sir.
I mean,
outside audience. For some reason, 1,000 people like to sit around and listen to a Mello and Bara argue about Kawaki and Sarda. Y'all, they love it for whatever reason. But go ahead.
It's not really an argument because I always win, but you know,
Yo, when they play in the
if
manga
you
though,
want
when they
to,
play in the manga, it's gonna be bad.
yeah,
So many
yeah,
debates
yeah,
gonna be on
yo,
here.
your
when it
bar's
comes to
gonna
the
come back with
anime.
a vengeance, bro.
I mean, it's really no vengeance. I mean, Kawaki is out here beating feudal lords' right hand man's, beating joining level characters, protecting Sarada and other missions such as this. I mean, I really can't wait until we get to see Sarada and Kawaki fight together, so we could, so it could put everything to rest. I'm pretty sure in the next episode there's a very good chance that Sarada gets packed up and Kawaki got to come to her rescue. Once that's the case, Mel is going to be hiding from the podcast. He's going to be hiding from his main channel. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
if
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
recall, but the last time that we seen some inkling of Kawaki being stronger than Sarada, Mello ain't goes for about 2-3 days. We ain't seen him.
None of I remember that. Look, listen. Look, where would I be? I'll be on Naruto Explains channel where he will agree with me, or maybe I'll go to Anime Balls Deep channel where he agrees with me, or maybe I'll go. Oh, what was our guest name? I think NC Hammer. I think he agreed with me as well.
No, he
Look,
agreed with me. He
nah,
agreed with
I don't recall that. Nobody remembers that either.
me. He
Listen,
definitely agreed
every
with me.
single guest you've had on here who is logical agrees with your boy. So hey, look, I got plenty of places to go, bro. I got plenty of places to go.
I see what you mean, but it's
Oh,
not going to be
man.
much.
But what did you
places
think about
going.
this episode? Just out of curiosity.
I wanted to ask you guys about that. Me personally, I think I want to say this. I think the overall arc is a decent arc, but for what this episode was, I don't think that the staff should have been behind it. But I think that this episode, context wise, it was decent. It wasn't anything too crazy. It didn't have anything to do with the main plot. Boruto didn't necessarily have his Jogan pop out. Sarah didn't necessarily get a third tumor in this episode. So of course it can't necessarily be that crazy. And of course the overall plot for this arc isn't directly intertwined with the plot of the overall series. I think story wise it's a decent episode, but overall it's just like
Yeah.
for somebody to fight. Like, what we gonna get?
Yeah, I actually didn't get around to. I actually didn't get around to watching today's episode because I woke up
Oh,
late and I was watching like Demon Slayer and AOT. But I mean, I'm waiting for these episodes to like build up so I can just binge. And I feel like when you binge like these anime original episodes, it hits way harder because I feel like some of these episodes tend to be slow sometimes. So when you like watch it like 3 episodes in a row, you get the full context right then and there. Because I feel like because I know like I seen some clips today. They look pretty good. Because didn't Period animate this episode?
Yeah,
yeah,
I think they were saying that.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, I mean they're probably saving up for those like big action heavy fights later down in this arc. And you know I've seen some people judge this arc right now, saying like, oh, it's trash or oh, it seems slow. But all I'm gonna say is that like I feel like this might be like another car activation arc. Maybe not in terms of quality, but in terms of pacing, where the beginning is gonna start slow, introduce introduce the rest of the cast for this arc, introduce more of the antagonists, right? And then later on, you get that big final battle. Maybe something as big as like what we got in the new opening, right? So I feel like that later on, right? Maybe like 3, 4, 5 episodes later, we'll get something huge, and maybe we might even get Sarada's third tomo because that's still in the air, right? And we've seen one of the anime directors mention it on their Twitter account, so this might be the opportunity for it. There's a lot of potential for this arc, but I feel like once some of these episodes stack up, it's gonna hit a lot harder during my
Does,
watch,
any,
at least.
does anyone know how long the arc is?
No, there's like no
no.
information.
Because I think
Recently,
like, well, I was gonna say, I think if I knew how long it was, that would inform how I would feel about these latest episodes. Because it's like, okay, maybe if it's like a 10 episode arc, we're doing like a slow build up. Okay, I can tolerate this episode. But if it's like you got 4 episodes or 5 episodes, like what? Nah, we
Nah.
can't be doing that.
Yeah,
So,
it's
yeah.
this arc is definitely building up to be like a pretty long arc. I wouldn't say like 20 episodes or something, but I think 10 to 15 would be pretty reasonable, considering how much they're building up. At least from what I saw.
I mean, it's like the first mission that they have Kawaki with Team 7, so like
Yeah.
it's really cool. So hopefully it is long, and hopefully we get some cool plot lines and some really amazing fights. That's kind of what I'm hoping to see. I don't really care too much about the third Tomo thing in this particular arc, but I do want to see how they incorporate Kawaki in their team. I think that'll be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
To see some
for sure.
character development
Well-
with him as well too, though. So I think that's pretty dope. Like you catch little stuff when he talks about like the bandits and the pirates. He says every bad guy, you know, they have like a motive to what they're doing or like a reason to what they're for doing what they do. By the way, is my microphone too low or whatever? Let me know because I had to adjust it.
oh, good. It sounds good to me.
You sound good. Yeah, maybe adjust it a little bit more, like a little bit higher.
Like it's
Tiny
right
bit.
by my face. Like, what the hell?
Oh, okay.
No, you just gotta cut his volume up, I think.
Oh yeah, probably me.
I didn't want to be too loud, like because I remember one time it was way too loud.
Hmm.
Is that better?
But yeah,
Yeah, you're good.
Mm.
You're good.
All right, cool.
yeah, it's better. But for me, with the whole entire arc, I think one of the best things the anime should do is have arcs wrap into the entire plot. I mean, I think the best anime only arc that we probably had, other than the time slip arc, which was like people like that one for fan service. The genuine arc that we really liked from the anime had to be the deeper arc, the Kata actuation arc. But that arc in itself had something to do with the overall bigger plot, the bigger storyline, the Kata organization. My biggest fear for this arc is that we leave this arc without anything new, without any real development. I understand that Kawaki right now, being in the actual team of the Team 7, getting the development from being an actual ninja, knowing what that's about, and actually seeing other sites. I know that right there is a big development, but also I think other things should be developed as well. You can't necessarily just go out and say, hey, we're going to do a 10-episode arc just for character development, just so Kawaki can get warmed up to his team. I need more than that, you see what I'm saying? So hopefully we leave out this arc with something meaningful, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
No, I
Like what?
totally agree.
Well, I personally believe a hint towards Code, a hint towards Code's next moves, a hint towards even where Code is potentially hiding the Tentails. I mean, there's a bunch of things that haven't necessarily been explored in the anime that we understand that's probably common knowledge in the manga right now. For example, how did Sasuke actually find out about the claw marks that Cole was actually planning to plant right by the hidden leaf village? That right there wasn't necessarily fleshed out completely in the what's it called in the manga. One of the things that we do see about Code from early on is, well, from early on, and we already see in the anime, was the white karma seal. We didn't necessarily get to hear much information about the white karma seal until Code started to actually do stuff. I personally feel like if we could have some sort of flash to Code and potentially even have Code probably make an appearance in this arc or something like that, being like in the showers and actually viewing exactly what his quote unquote vessels are doing, because Boruto and Kawaki are on this mission outside of the hidden leaf village, Code would probably be interested in that. Having Code's appearance would probably be absolutely amazing. See exactly what he's doing, what he's planning to do, and also potentially even to get an update on other Kata members. We haven't necessarily seen them in the anime. They haven't necessarily been quote unquote unsealed from the actual packaging that they're in from Boruto's hideout. So hopefully we can get something from that in this arc. Not saying that it has to happen, but I just hope so.
No, I feel you. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if I would like agree with the code thing particularly, because then it would be okay. He wants to kill them, but then why would he do it? The only thing that's stopping him was like Ada, but now we have to introduce Ada, so that's a lot in the one arc that has nothing. But I get your overall point, right? I think you and I were talking about like we know that Kawaki should still have his karma right now, but it's just dormant or something. So maybe if we got like some kind of fight scene and we got like some kind of hint at him tapping into it, and then he maybe goes unconscious or forgets, and then it will make a little bit more sense as to why he has it during the Borshiki fight in chapter 66. Something like that, I think will be really cool. But yeah, I feel you. Yeah. No, I'm okay with that. Just like adding extra context to it, kind of making everything cohesive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think it would be dope, but I mean, you did refer to Code. I think that, I mean, with this like anime original arc, they might just have a lot of things just flat out original. But I think what would be cool if you're gonna if we could just incorporate like Kara outer members into the actual plot line, because we know that there's like a bunch of outer members in all these 5 great nations and all these small villages as well. So I mean, if you get some small plot line about what they're doing and maybe you could incorporate them into the actual arc, maybe like I think it's like a pirate crew, the Funatsu clan or whatever. Maybe like one of the members or one of the pirates are outer members working for Kara. I think that would be pretty dope. Something like that. I think that if you're gonna include manga references, that would be a good approach, because it's not too aggressive, but in a way it has some connections that keeps like the manga readers interested, right? And also the anime only. So I think that'd be a cool way to transition, especially once this arc finishes, into the actual like Code arc with like Kawaki's Karma Seal and Barashiki, stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, me personally, I mean, again, just having brand new arcs with the idea and the overall focus still being on the Kata organization and Code would probably be absolutely amazing. You brought up a good thing with the outsiders. I personally feel like an arc just essentially trying to hunt down a Kata outsiders and try to gather information, and them trying to gather information about Code would probably be something amazing. I mean, one of the things that we do understand is that there's outsiders in every single village. Hypothetically, have Boruto and everybody else go to literally almost every single village trying to hunt down outsiders. Even right now, they're in the Hidden Mist village, as you said. Potentially outsiders in the Mist Village. Go to the Hidden Sand Village. Potentially try to hunt down some outsiders in the Hidden Sand Village. It's not necessarily like out of the ordinary for there to be double spies in certain villages. For example, we've seen this in the first arc of Naruto Shippuden, when there's double spies in the Hidden Sand Village, essentially conspiring against Gaara and working with the Akatsuki. So I feel like that right there could potentially be like a good thing to actually look into and have as an actual arc for Boruto and everybody else to actually look forward to, especially sticking close to the main plot of the storyline.
I know what Bar just said is going to kind of be an answer to the question I'm going to ask. But if you guys could like construct your own like arc just after this one, because I doubt we get into like the manga stuff right after this one. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Like what would it be?
Me personally,
if
go ahead, you can go.
Oh, okay. If I could construct one, it would definitely be a Hidden Cloud arc, because we haven't really explored that village. And I think like having someone like Chocho, especially having the focus around her, like learn about like no, hear me out.
I love this guy.
Hear me out. Not we're not talking about beans or cakes. We're not gonna talk about that. Like Chocho learning about the Hidden Cloud past. We know that Kari, her mom, is from the Hidden Cloud. She knows Kenjutsu. I think it would be cool if you got like Chocho, Sarada, maybe like Kawaki or Boruto, head over there for a mission or something, team up with like Killer Bee or someone that has that type of status, and learn about the cloud and have them get some cool fights. Maybe Chocho get like a fucking sorry I cursed, but like some sort of Kenjutsu ability because her mom's a Kenjutsu user. So
Nice.
I think that'd be dope. Because I mean that village is the least expanded upon village in Boruto so far. Because when you think about it, every other village, including Naruto as well, has gotten a lot of expansion on them, and I think the Hidden Cloud gotten the least.
Very nice.
No, I
Very
see
nice.
what you mean.
And guys in chat, welcome, by the way. We got 60 plus viewers here. Guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for getting us to 1K. Super awesome. We're really grateful and happy to have you guys here. Free game, what about you, man?
Me personally, bro, I always wondered, like, what was the Kara member's wish? Like, that was like hinted towards in the manga and like a little bit in the anime. Everybody had their own certain wish, and if anybody on the podcast can tell me what anybody's wish is, I will give them $20 because we never got like any reference to what they wanted. Like, why did they join?
Wait. If I tell you my wish, you'll give me $20?
I would too.
Oh, jeez.
Wasn't Deepa's wish to
Yeah,
have like
Deepa wants
the
to taste
chocolate fruit?
something.
He wanted the chocolate fruit. Yeah, he wanted
Yo,
to taste
Bar and Meek trying to get that 20.
Hey,
I was like, yo, I
You wanted
wish I
that
could
food,
get that
bro?
20. Yeah.
Nah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
You gotta make
You're talking
good
about
on
like
that, bro.
the manga inner members, right? Like
Yeah,
Boro and
yeah.
Delta. Yeah. We don't know.
So like, what do you, like Amado? He's the only one who's living that still had a wish. Like Keegan was like, "Don't worry, Amado. I'm going to make sure that your wish gets fulfilled or whatever." Like, why did they join Kara? We don't have any like backstory or reference on why these people was like worshiping Jigen, except for Cole. He just loves him. But other than that, like, why were these people worshiping Jigen? I don't get it. So I would like go more deep into that and see like more Kara shit because the Kara organization was really hyped up and we didn't really get nothing on them. So
Yeah.
Nah.
would definitely be something like tapping into that.
Absolutely, and that right there is kind of like what I'm looking at this arc a little bit sideways for. For example, the Kata organization, we knew they were coming. Of course, me personally have the idea or the theory that they probably won't speed through that whole year because Kodachi wasn't necessarily the writer anymore. But hypothetically, if they spent like this time slot of the Jugo arc building up the character of the Kata organization, that would have gone a long way. People would have possibly even been a little bit more entertained by a potential Kata backstory arc right then and there. They just didn't do it. And right now, I just can't help but think that this time slot right now could potentially be used for some backstory about the Kata organization, the new Kata organization, I should say. Code, Ida, and Damon.
Yeah, I'm sorry they eating me up in the chat because my microphone not high enough. They like, yo, can we get some subtitles for free game? Crying.
Microphone. I can hear you in my soul, bro. Jesus, that was loud. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Sometimes
we could just turn them down on Discord. We could just turn
Yeah,
free
yeah.
game down.
Yeah, I
Say
got you
something free.
90%.
I'll turn my microphone down a little bit. Is that like too loud? This is killing me.
No, you good. You good.
You
Yeah,
fine,
you
bro,
good.
you
Yeah,
fine.
you sound good.
So I would like if I can construct an arc, I would kind of do something like Bar was talking about to kind of tie it into something like relevant to the main plot. I think you guys may agree with me. That's disagree with me. That's fine. But I think the downfall of Naruto is going to be a political thing, a social and political problem. And go figure. I made a video about this, but I do think Kawaki's turn to the darkness or his path towards a more negative route, and Naruto's downfall. It all sparks with the whole Kawaki killing Boruto, because if we look at it, right, Naruto has been extremely incompetent in his role as Hokage during the Boruto era, just based off of my perspective. So not only did he take like the enemy, Amato, who defected, and he just trusted him and allowed him to give him pills that he just gave to his child. That's weird to me that you're relying on the former enemy to find your solutions for you. To me, I find that strange. And I also find it strange that he took Kawaki in to begin with, right? Like, why would you risk that, the lives of the villagers, right? to take this child in because you sympathize with him. Well, that's your problem. That's a personal thing. Don't risk the lives of your villagers for that. And you even bring him into your own home, no less, right? You knew the enemy will be targeting him, and you literally put us on the map, right? Because you were overconfident and arrogant. And even if you go to chapter, what was it, 65, I believe, is when Naruto first left with Shikamaru, right? He leaves there in Toad Sage mode, extremely arrogant. He's going to bring Boruto back, and we know what happens, right? So he broke his ninja word. And then we're going all the way back to the conversation, or rather the argument that Naruto was having with Sasuke on the rooftop, where Sasuke was like, hey, man, you don't have Kurama anymore. You need to come to terms with this. You're not that dude anymore. So you're going to have to make choices factoring that in mind. And even going back a little further, where Gaara's like, hey, will you be willing to do what needs to be done? Will you be willing to kill Boruto before Momoshiki becomes an actual threat? He didn't do any of that, right? So now we have a situation where Boruto's death needs to be explained, and maybe they cover it up. And I'm not sure if the villagers even know, right? Wasn't Boruto touted as being the hero after they defeated Ishiki, right? Does anyone know he even has Momoshiki in him? Why didn't they know this? Why didn't you relay this information to the villagers? Why are you hiding things, Lord Seventh, right? And then I think, political concerns can arise from that. The feudal lords get involved. The other nations' leaders get involved. And next thing you know, his competence is being called into question. Now we need a new Hokage. Now this dude, we've lost faith in him. He's losing the faith of the citizens, so on and so forth. And I think that could really, that combined, him losing his dream combined with his son's death, combined with however Hinata and Himawari will react, combined with the social and political issues, I think all of that can send Naruto spiraling down a pretty dark path himself. And I think if that happens, the world turning on Naruto, I think Kawaki sees that. This shinobi system with these ungrateful people, he just tried to do his best, and you people treat him like this once great man. You lower him down to this level, and I think he wants to get rid of that system because of something similar. So if I had to create an arc, I think it would be setting up those political and social conflicts for Naruto once we kind of catch up to chapter 66 and beyond.
I absolutely agree with that. I think one of the best things that we could potentially look for in an upcoming arc is actual conflict. Now, don't get me wrong, all respect to the Hidden Mist Village, but let's keep it 1,000. Some pirates attacking some islands isn't necessarily some critical conflict that we're really going to be that interested about, even though I personally think that this arc is definitely has some potential. I think a arc where literally Naruto is being questioned, people are actually trying to figure out exactly how they can get Naruto out of power, potentially even try to actually do some harm against Naruto. That right there could potentially open some eyebrows among the actual fans out there. Personally, I think an arc like just where there's like a certain group of people who actually want to kind of overthrow the current government in the Hidden Leaf Village, especially the Hokage, would probably be extremely impactful to not only Kawaki but also Boruto as well. Understand that this right here is like it's bigger than just them two specifically. We understand that so much in Boruto right now is just surrounded around Boruto and Kawaki. No one really takes a step back and try to understand how is Momoshiki attacking the Hidden Leaf Village. How does that impact the people from down the street that's owning a ramen shop? How is that impacting people that's actually trying to go to regulars? Yeah, how does that impact people trying to go to regular school, not necessarily the ninja school? I think exploring that aspect would probably be a very, very good thing. Again, not only because it's legitimately close to the plot, it's actually Naruto potentially being forced to quote unquote step down, but also it's actually encompassing everybody in the Hidden Leaf Village and potentially even encompassing other villages as well. We already seen Gaara essentially try to go to Hidden Leaf Village, try to gather information about Gaara. Gaara already brought up to Naruto. We might have to do something about Momoshiki. Have other villages as well join that coalition to potentially, question if Naruto is the correct guy for the job. I've always been doing this the whole time. Naruto has a huge, I forgot what it's called, conflict of interest. Boruto's son is the problem. Boruto's other adopted son is the problem. So Naruto. So Naruto. Yeah, my bad.
Saruto, man.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. So Naruto being the person that actually handled all of this, making the actual decisions, that right there is extremely dangerous. Just my personal opinion.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And just I don't know, man. Like you probably wouldn't agree with me when I say he's been very incompetent, but like I agree, like there's a conflict of interest there. Like literally, when you look at all the other world leaders, like all the other Kage, right? When you look at them, yes, they have their own conflict, right? You go back to the Octa arc or the Mitsuki retrieval arc, whatever you want to call it. They had their own internal stuff, and yes, other villages got involved, but it didn't really affect the greater shinobi world. Every conflict that Naruto has affects the greater shinobi world. It's like what's good with this dude, bro? Like, can you just like not, bro? Like, can we just get a moment where you not like, you know? So and that all comes to what Bar is talking about, right? That conflict of interest where he inserted himself into a situation where he didn't need to be in. Now, of course, we know he needed to be in it from a plot point, from our perspective, but just within his world, he didn't know anything about Kara. He didn't know what they were up to. He just did it just because. I mean, he even told Delta, it's over for you guys. Like I'm involved now. Like I'm going to destroy your entire organization. I'm going to find your leader. I'm going to whoop his A word, and that's going to be that for him. And like this dude, he literally just took that upon himself. Like, who did he talk to? Did he talk to the elders? Did he converse with the feudal lord, his boss? Did he talk to Shikamaru, his advisor? No, he just makes decisions on the fly, all because of what? Some emotional I don't know, justification that he has for doing so. This man is extremely incompetent in his role, and it makes sense, right? It's Naruto Uzumaki. Like need us not like forget who this kid was.
Yeah.
For me, I'm it's wonderful he attained his dream, however brief it may be. But for me, I do think he is not suited for the role of Hokage. And he never has been, in my opinion. I mean, the mere fact that this man was having difficulty and couldn't make it home with like thousands of shadow clones never made sense to me. So like, I don't know. I feel like he did it. Maybe there's some social political conflicts that get him up out of there, and he's depressed. But I think his character will be the better for it. Naruto, he belongs in the field, not behind a desk.
That is true. That is true because I mean he's always overworking himself. We saw that was a humongous problem in the beginning of the Boruto anime. He was constantly just like mentally drained from just work, and he couldn't even, like as you said, he couldn't even like produce shadow clones. And it wasn't because like he was nerfed, but simply because he just like kept overworking himself and had like the wrong priorities with like taking care of his family and stuff like that. And like
Right.
I mean, I don't know about saying he's incompetent, but I can see what you're trying to say. Like, I feel like with Boruto having Momoshiki inside of him and Kawaki acting this way, that could definitely expose Naruto as Hokage and just like push him down the political ranks where people will look at him very differently. Especially if like the news breaks out that Kawaki killed Boruto in the latest chapter, that could make Naruto look pretty bad in a way.
So y'all
I
saying
mean, yeah.
Naruto should step down as Hokage?
I think that's what. Oh, I mean, I'm the one that brought that up. I don't think they're saying that, but
Nah.
I don't think he should step down. But I think he might be taken down like against his will. But maybe I feel like if he has like some integrity, which he does because he's Naruto, he's that dude. Then I think if tensions get too high, he'll make that choice himself. So yeah.
Here's the thing. I think it's tricky. And the reason why I say it's tricky is because Naruto, by all means, he did some questionable things, but right now we aren't necessarily in a horrible position. I always think, imagine if like, let's say even Shikamaru was the Hokage. If Shikamaru was the Hokage, Kawaki would be held in a cage underground somewhere, literally never being able to come out. Right now, because Naruto made the idea and the decision to actually take Kawaki in, Kawaki is now a powerhouse in the Hidden Leaf Village. Kawaki is arguably the strongest defense that we do have in the Hidden Leaf Village. Not only that, Naruto made the decision, even though a questionable one, to actually take in a model and hear what he has to say. If Shikamaru was the Hokage, he probably wouldn't have done that, especially seeing that he put a bomb around Shikidai's neck. And Amato got pretty much saved us all from Ishiki Otsuki without the intel that he actually gave. It would have been clipped. So I think I understand. And of course, I'm with Mello with actually criticizing Naruto, but a lot of things that Naruto did, it actually worked out very good for the greater good. But also, one of the things that we definitely do have to keep an eye on, those mistakes, just because it worked out already, doesn't necessarily mean that it's probably not it doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to work out. There's probably going to be decisions in the future that Naruto's going to make, and we can even talk about Boruto dying in the last chapter. It's going to be decisions that Naruto makes that's going to have some bad ramifications, not necessarily always going to work out good and always for the greater good in the end. And I personally believe because of that, Naruto should probably try to reevaluate how he makes his decision. Not necessarily him being completely fired, but let's say Shikamaru has a bigger say or a more important say in the decisions that Naruto makes. Maybe it could be a joint venture. Maybe Shikamaru could be the guy that kind of offsets Naruto's good heart. And I think that right there is definitely important. It can't be Sasuke because Sasuke is like a former actual
Criminal.
yeah, criminal. There it goes. I think people probably would be a little bit worried about that. So Shikamaru being that guy to kind of check Naruto a little bit more, having him have a larger say, is probably going to be very important. Hypothetically, if people do start to question if Naruto still has the Midas touch, as Drake likes to say.
But like when you when you like say like his this is a hypothetical question, by the way, but his connection or his relationship with Shikamaru was like that counterbalance that should have been there but never was utilized. He just made choices on his own without addressing his counsel. And even with like look, I know people in chat are saying like Naruto was a great Hokage in the novelizations, or it was explained in the years prior. I'm not talking about that. Okay, we're talking about what has happened recently in the Boruto era, which the novelizations they're not covering to that extent. So that's what I'm talking about moving forward. All this stuff, it has a cumulative effect, right? He messes up here, he makes poor decisions here. I mean, look, you're a world leader, bro. I mean, you make choices and people's lives are on the line. Like how many at bats does this guy get to have? And Naruto is one of my favorite characters. But if we're looking at it from a real world perspective, this man is the president. Could you imagine a president like that just makes choices without conversing with counsel, who doesn't talk to Congress if you're in the United States? Stuff like that. It's like come on, man. At some point, what's the line between competence and incompetence to you guys? I don't know.
I see what you mean. Well, real quick, I got a question. Hypothetically, if Naruto says, you know what, I have a huge conflict of interest, let me step down. Who do you think would be the best next Hokage pick? Because I personally believe Naruto still probably wants a huge say in actual activities that the Hidden Leaf Village is probably gonna partake in. Who should be the next 8th Hokage?
Wouldn't it just be like Kakashi?
Yeah, you can. There's 3 options right now. The most logical options: bring back Kakashi, like you said, Mello.
Sorry.
Have Shikamaru step up, or Sakura. Those are the only logical. Sakura's too young, man. She's like 12.
Hey, free game. I agree with that. That's an excellent pick.
In the future, though, for sure. If it happens in the time skip, maybe, because Gara was Kazekage at 16.
I mean, she's already thinking like a Kage, bro. She's already thinking like a Kage. She's a captain.
Yeah, I know you are.
That'd be officially the weakest Kage of all time.
Boy, you bro.
Kage, bro said the weakest Kage, not even Hokage.
Wait till she triggers that Mangekyo, that time manipulation. It's gonna be GG no Re, bro.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, so hypothetically, if there was a time thing, you think it would be through the Mangekyo Sharingan? A lot of people think it could possibly be a Jogan ability. Some people think it could potentially be a new dojutsu that we see from old. Yeah, some people say the Jogan could potentially manipulate time.
Wait. What was your original question?
Well, the original question was who would the next Hokage be?
Sorry.
No. I mean like the whole with the visual stuff. Because I thought you said like what would Sarada's power be, and then you went to the Jogan. So
I'm thinking. Do you think time manipulation will actually be an ability in Boruto? Because that right there is breaking a whole nother barrier that Naruto has never really broken before.
Well, don't we already have time manipulation with Tsukuyomi?
Well, it tricked their brains though, so that's not really.
Yeah, that's genjutsu type.
That is absolutely time manipulation. Like within his mind space, he manipulates time. Seconds can become years. I think in the novels, he literally like lived an entire life with his girlfriend. I believe.
Yeah. But that's
so
what
like
saying.
that's
like,
absolutely
she tricked
time.
her body into believing that she was like she died of old age or whatever. So like I don't know. You know how they say the mind is like a power like. I don't know how to explain it, but they say your brain is like strong as hell. So like if you think of something, like if you think that you're sick, you're gonna get sick. Like, I don't know.
Well, I guess if like transposing like I don't get too nerdy, but
No, get nerdy,
yeah.
bro.
So
That's what we do
wait,
here. This is what are you talking about?
well, no, but that's a little like time isn't really a concept. It's just a man-made construct type shit. But
Too nerdy for me,
but
bro.
yeah. I figured. Yeah, I figured. Yeah. But yeah. So like, I guess if you're talking the difference between like external and internal time manipulation, I suppose external would be the best. I think some people are talking like Momoshiki stopping time when he has conversations with the board. So I think that kind of alludes to the whole Jogan ability. My only thing with time manipulation for Sarada in particular is the Byakugo, and I think she has to have that. One, I've mentioned this several times, but one, she talked about it in the manga. They alluded to it having a connection to the Otsutsuki. Hashirama, I always get their names mixed up. Hagoromo Otsutsuki in particular, it dates back to his era, which tells you quite a bit. The visual comparisons to it in the Karma Seal, a diamond-shaped pattern, marking spread across the body, imbuing the caster with power, so on and so forth. And I think that working in tandem with the Mangekyo, she can store chakra over a period of time and then release it in a quick burst via the Byakugo seal. She can never go blind, so there's no need for the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan mechanic. That kind of stuff to me is meaningful. Basically have immortality, and then you can factor in time manipulation as regards to other people's abilities, or other people in general, to where not only can she use it internally with her Byakugo seal, but she can also use it externally to slow down people or to predict movements, or depending on how you want to work. If she sees things in the future and then comes back similar to an Urashiki, something similar to Madara from the video games, where he can kind of repeat time, something like that. But I think whatever it is, based off of her contemporaries, which is Mitsuki, whose power I think scales higher than anyone else's in part 1, because they're literally saving it for part 2. I think Mitsuki's like a Might Guy sleeper, low-key the strongest dude around right now. We just don't know it yet. Or a board.
One shot and I'm saying, yeah, let's give it to him, bro. Let's give it to him.
Or a Boruto who's obviously Boruto, or a Kawaki who's obviously Kawaki, the main two characters. Her contemporaries dictate that whatever her visual prowess is, it's going to be absolutely busted. So yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Well, the big thing for me was Sarada. It don't look like she's getting a Byakugo seal partner. I'm sorry. Her and medical ninjutsu just doesn't mix. We seen that.
You don't need a medical ninjutsu to learn the Byakugo seal. It's about chakra control and storing up chakra for continuously for 3 years, I think. So I mean, you don't really need that actually to learn the Byakugo seal. So I mean, I guess maybe they can tie that in, but I think she won't need that in order to learn it, because it's actually not required. That's just a special thing, sort of like a Super Saiyan medical ninja. Like, just in case like you get hurt, you can activate the seal, which is only specific to Tsunade and Sakura. So maybe they just use that purely as power, as just an offensive weapon, instead of like a backup, like contingency plan just in case the medic is hurt. Maybe they can use it as like an offensive weapon for Sarada.
Yeah, and even it's stated in the actual lore in the manga, like it dates back to the era of Hagoromo. So like there's no medical ninja back then. So it was clearly being used for different purposes by different types of, I don't know, ninja, maybe ninshu users, maybe Hagoromo himself. So yeah.
No,
versatility for sure.
That's something I ain't know. That's something I had a complete wrong misconception about the Byakugo seal. But yeah, that's fine.
I didn't even know.
But I kind of wish the manga went more in depth with that, because I understand why the anime took that out, because it didn't really go anywhere with it like currently, but I'm hoping that actually has some sort of relevance, because there's a lot of potential with that, because as Mello said, like it was referenced back to Hagoromo's time. I think there's something that could be like expanded upon there, because Hagoromo was like the god of all shinobi at that point, and he basically created like the creator of all ninjutsu. So I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do if the writers go down that route.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just one of those things where, like, again, like with a Mitsuki, They just put a pin in it and like, hey, we mentioned it. It's established in the lore in the manga. We don't have to introduce it yet in the anime, just like her third tomo, but we'll get there. And it's the thing that we can even the Otsutsuki God concept was never mentioned. I wouldn't be surprised if like this is gonna be like as Boris would say, tinfoil hat, right? I wouldn't be surprised if like the whole conversation between Ishiki and Code happens in a different form in the anime to where, because I personally don't think Ishiki's like gone for good or anything. I'm actually nah, I'll leave that later.
I have a video on this
but
actually.
No, I recorded one this morning about this, but so I actually think they could incorporate that Otsutsuki God concept that they left out of the anime but kept in the manga or mentioned in the manga in a different way, similar to her third tomo in the actual anime. So yeah, I think they take these plot points. Oh, these are major details, big things. Let's put a pin in it so that we can kind of not just casually mention it or casually talk about oh, she just so happens to have the third tomo if you didn't read the novels, or just like casually do this or that with the Byakugo seal connection to the Hagoromo. No, these are major things. Let's kind of build them up in the anime and make them meaningful. So yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
My thing, well, as you said, my thing is just I just feel like the time of the anime right now could be directed to things a lot more impactful to the overall plot. Like hypothetically, if there was like an arc where Sada wants to research what it is the Byakugo seal genuinely is, ask Sakura a bunch of questions about the Byakugo seal, have her start training towards it, I think that right there would do this time slot right here so much more justice. You feel me? For example, I know a lot of people have a problem with this. Boruto, and of course, right, it could definitely be explained with the karma and everything else. Boruto all of a sudden is literally fighting at a code level in the manga, and people trying to figure out, okay, how did he make the leap? Still now to like being this fighter guy who is barely able to, compete against Ao, to now, all of a sudden doing a bunch of crazy stuff versus literal god level opponents. I think training arcs is a very important thing. Having Boruto, Mitsuki, and Sara to be curious, even Kawaki being curious about new techniques, new abilities, how they can get stronger, and things like that could definitely be very important, especially in explaining how they made the jump to, as I said, struggling against Ao to actually fighting against a bunch of huge god level opponents. Could be explained away with the Karma Seal, but I think it could be, that in my personal opinion, it seems like a little bit of a shortcut when there could literally just be detailing exactly what Boruto did to upgrade. For example, we've seen the compression Rasengan. That right there was something huge. We seen started to train her Sharingan. That right there is something huge. They didn't all of a sudden be able to compete with Deep, but it was this actual genuine training arc. I think they could be doing that in the anime.
I want to see what the hell is going on with those pills that they gave to Boruto. Like, how is that shit affecting his body? Why he break down and collapse? Maybe we should get an episode where they just a little subtle hint. Maybe he gets sick or something.
Oh yeah, where he collapses the first time. Maybe it's not the first time he collapses.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was alluded to in 66, maybe 65. But I think it was alluded to that the pills did allow him to tap into Momoshiki's power to enter into Karma V2. So I think we can kind of rule out the pills being a result of him collapsing and grabbing his chest. It's more likely the case than not that it was just Momoshiki manifesting, which is interesting in and of itself because he bypassed the pill's abilities. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot to do. I mean, like the manga's essentially doing what you're saying. Like they're not really wasting too much time on like, oh, Sarada, she talked about the Byakugo seal and how it compares to the Karma, and then she does now the next panel she's reading a book, and the next panel she's finding some discovery. No, like they mention it, they establish it within the lore, they put a pin in it, and when it comes back again, you have a point of reference. Okay, I remember in chapter 55 or 53 or whatever she said it. Okay, that's okay. Oh, the third tomo. Okay, the novelizations or something like that. Like as long as they establish it, set it up, and they can come back to it later. I think that's working for them when we're talking about a monthly release when they don't have a lot of time to do like the in-depth stuff. So yeah.
No, that's fire. That's fire. One of the things that I definitely did want to see anime specifically was a lot more character development on Momoshiki's part. Momoshiki right now is like a big mystery with the manga, And it's like every time he shows up, we know things gonna get crazy, as y'all talked about earlier. But I personally think, hypothetically, if because right now Boruto is dead, if Momoshiki is genuinely dead after this next chapter, I think it's just like a huge waste of a character. If that's the case,
Yeah.
Momoshiki should get a lot more screen time in the anime.
Yeah.
Now, again, a lot of people aren't necessarily talking about this because, of course, the manga cycle is going to be next week. We're going to, and me personally, I'm going to be talking a lot more about Momoshiki in the next week. But I think Momoshiki has to have a lot more impact than what he has already had in the anime. It's just that simple.
For sure, I agree. Because like, if you get rid of that dynamic between Boruto and Momo, that kind of kills a lot for the future of this plot line. Because I mean, right now for Boruto's character, his biggest dilemma right now is his problem, his karma seal with Momoshiki, on whether he will take over or not. He's already at 80%. He's already taking those pills, and even when taking these pills, Momoshiki ironically came out at an even higher power level with like having access to Boruto's chakra reserves. And he also said like, yo, these pills won't last long. It's only a stopgap in time. So I definitely do think that with Boruto dying, I don't think they'll just kill off Momoshiki like that. I think they're just getting started actually with this dynamic between Boruto and Momo. I think it'll get only worse as the series progresses. Obviously, right now, I don't know how they're gonna have Momoshiki stay alive. Maybe he like does some sort of partial resurrection or something, but I think that he will stay pretty relevant for the rest of the series. I mean, we still don't know how, even though Boruto's dead, we know that he comes back, and he still does have a karma seal, which we don't know if that's Momoshiki's or like a weaponized karma made by Amato. So I don't know, man. If you kill off Momoshiki here, it would be kind of disappointing if you're not just gonna bring him back or have him stay relevant, because there's a lot of potential that you can do with his character. I feel like he's well on his way to becoming probably the best Boruto villain, if not the best already. I really like the way he comes out inside of Boruto's body and just starts destroying and wreaking havoc. I definitely do think that it'd be a missed opportunity if you just kill him now.
To piggyback off
Yeah.
would y'all say that Momoshiki is the best Otsutsuki character we've gotten, even though we only got a couple?
Yo, Ishiki is up there, man.
I still got Ishiki. I loved Ishiki, man. He was so cool.
much swag.
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
None of them got bad bitch energy like Momoshiki does, though. Like,
Yeah, Momoshiki. Yeah, he'd be acting like that.
hair be
He's like the
swaying.
Lil Uzi Vert of Otsutsuki. Yeah.
Facts. The
thing-
Playboy Cardi.
I like that. I like that comparison. I fuck with it. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing with Momoshiki though, it's like, okay, Boruto's dead. What happens to Momoshiki, right? That's a very valid question. So here's the thing. I agree, and I kind of have a disagreement, right? So on one hand, I want to say, I feel like we've done this enough times to hold Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde dynamic, where the first time we see Momoshiki take over is against Boro, right? I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the first time we see it, and then he takes over completely, right? And then like the next time we see it was with Sasuke, and then he takes over completely. But Boruto starts to kind of peak, and he's coming through. He fights back, and then the next time it happens, it's against Cold, right? He takes over, and but now Boruto's tapping into his power more. So you can kind of see this progression to where Boruto is he's slowly but surely coming into his own consciousness as Momoshiki is taking over. He's fighting back, and he's gaining more power, more control, which you would imagine probably shouldn't be the case as his Otsutsukification progresses towards 100%. You would maybe think that Momoshiki gets more powerful as more of him is extracted within the vessel, but it's almost like an opposite effect. It's almost like as his karma seal is progressing, Boruto's becoming more sentient and more aware as Momoshiki takes over. So for me, I think like the timeline that they have this plot point on is actually really excellent. We like I said, he took over. Boruto kind of woke up the second time. Now he's tapping into the power. He took over again. I mean, hell, this time he has way more. He has like chakra at his disposal. Momoshiki. That's a different dynamic. And now he took over to the point where he was able to completely suppress him, albeit most likely with the help of the pills, of course. So I think the timeline for that is perfect. But on the other hand, I'm like, yeah, like I want more from Momoshiki, but maybe not the same stuff we're getting, just a new dynamic I think would be interesting. Look, Boruto's coming back. We saw him in the flash for it. we all know this, right? Spoiler alert, right? So the question is, how does he come back, right? There are some methods that we can toss out there, but I do think the whole the Jogan Eye is a viable one. You know, I drew a connection between the Jogan Eye and the spirit world. I definitely think if you go back to episode 8, Toneri says, you know, my hope is that the Jogan is the eye that shall lead you to the darkness that will expel, I mean the light, rather. He says, my hope is that this eye will lead you to the light that will expel the darkness. So he gets led to the light, the afterlife. He finds some mentor in the other world. He trains him. To fight the darkness, and maybe the Jogan suppresses Momoshiki, not outright destroys him, because we know if you go to the Kagemasa myth, he says that my eye is a benevolent eye that spares hostages, and that's exactly definition wise is what Boruto is to Momoshiki, his hostage. So even if you want to say, okay, the Kagemasa thing is an allegory for Boruto in the future, he has the eye that's a benevolent eye, the pure eye that spares the hostage. I think that may be the case, that the Jogan is something that's going to help him suppress Momoshiki's consciousness, similar to a Nine-Tails situation, right? I mean, we've been drawing concepts from the Naruto series all this time. Why stop now, right? So, yeah, Jogan kills Momoshiki.
Yeah, you literally
Yeah.
just said like 8% of the video I'm editing right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my! Oh shit! My bad, bro. Yo.
No, we think similar ways.
Mellow energy video about that.
My bad.
No. I have something like that, but like it's something a little bit different. So you know how like Toneri was sealed away by Urashiki to like the Dragon Palace or whatever it's called? Yeah. So I feel like that Boruto might be able to access something like that, because we know that Toneri, he wasn't actually killed, but since we do know that like he can sort of access his dreams sort of in a way, can give like convey messages and stuff, I feel like there's a way that Boruto could be able to access something like that and come in contact with Toneri. I think it would be pretty dope to just bring Toneri into the storyline, because we don't know where he's at, we don't know what he's doing. I mean, he's sealed away right now, but I think if you bring him into the plotline right now, you can expand a lot, especially on that Jogan, because it might be time to bring that in, but as long as it's brought in a good and specific way where it's not rushed, because I feel like if you rush Boruto's resurrection, that could like you kind of wasting like basically free character development for other characters. For example, like if you get the reaction of like Sarada, Mitsuki, you know, Hinata, Himawari, etc., that brings in other characters to basically step up into the plot line. So I think that if you're gonna have like the Jogan and like Toneri, I definitely do think that could be like a very long-term thing, sort of like how Goku was dead in the beginning, or at least after the Saiyan saga, and he was training with King Kai, Snake Way, going into Snake Way and training with King Kai for like 30 episodes essentially, and then coming back all beefed up with the new power, learning Kaioken, sort of like that with Boruto, having like maybe a new power, maybe mastering the Jogan, having Toneri train him in basically like the afterlife or the spirit world, or like the Dragon Palace King or whatever he's sealed away in.
Yo,
I definitely
Meek,
do think that could like
talked about
work.
that, like it's the same.
we're
last podcast. That's crazy.
we're paralleling each other, because I literally dropped a video talking about
Oh,
that
for real?
like 5
Oh
days
my
ago.
God.
That's wild, bro.
Chat, what is going on here?
Yo.
Great minds think alike. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my God.
real quick, I think everybody here except Meek actually gave their opinion about this. How long do you think Boruto should be dead? Could you give us like a chapter length and also like an actual time length in the actual Boruto series?
Then you
After
asked me
length?
this. I thought me answered this question already.
Did Meek? Oh, I might be bugging.
I don't remember.
I thought
I'll
you
just
said
give my
like
answer
5,
now.
6 chapters, but yeah, go ahead.
I think like 5 to 6 chapters at the bare
I swear to
minimum.
God, he answered this question.
Oh,
already.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
did.
God. Yeah, that's what
I'm
saying.
thinking we
I swear
probably
to God,
didn't
he
have
answered
Meek.
this question already.
5 to 6 chapters at minimum, but I think it'd be cool to have him out for a year, like just have him gone for a while and have other characters step in. Like I would love to have focus on Sarada right now. I think that would be dope.
And this would be obviously before the time skip, right?
Yeah.
Can we parse out the particulars though? Like, okay, what does this death situation look like to you guys? Like, he dies, his body's a corpse, but what do we do about the corpse? It just 'cause it's gonna
I think
rot
they'll have
for
a
year?
no. They'll, yeah. They have a funeral and stuff.
Toe tag.
And I
That's
mean,
weird.
like, what do you do about the actual body?
Cremation.
Like, say he's in the spirit world on his Goku King Kai stuff, right? And then
Yeah.
like his corpse is on, like, it's gonna decay, and if he comes back into a decaying corpse, he's gonna be like gross.
What if they can just
and icky.
sense like a little bit of chakra in him? Like, what if he's not dead, but like medically dead? You know, but you know how you can be medically dead but still alive. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, your body's dead but your brain's still alive. Like, your heart
Yeah,
gave
yeah.
out
Well-
and all that stuff. Like, he's medically dead, but he's
Well,
not, and then they don't want to pull the plug on him type shit.
Yeah, I see it. Well, the hot theory right now is that he's gonna be revived into the cyborg.
I saw that, and that's asinine. Why? Like, what?
So wait. So he gets revived inside. Okay, so
The cyborg
again, let's
almost
parse it out.
created-
So his soul's in the afterworld, like breakdancing, doing his dope stuff, right?
right,
And
right,
like
right.
his body is going to
Something like
decay, and his body's going to decay and die, and like his soul's gonna have a connection to the cyborg.
Or what if he's
Well,
a
we know that-
cyborg like
well,
Kawaki? What if Amado like just recreates his body just to save
Well,
the
the problem with that,
Bam.
the
Well-
problem with that though, is that Boruto's telling everything through his memories, and he does have like a Jogan. So I don't know if Amado can just reconstruct an eye like that. But
I
I
completely
mean,
agree.
the at least for the cyborg theory, it's not that bad of an idea if you have it where we know that Kawaki did mention that Boruto should have like implanted karma into code, sort of like a contingency plan. But I think that like the weird thing about that is that Amado knows about this plan. So I feel like there could be a way where like Boruto implants a karma onto the cyborg that Amado's creating right now. Then like later on Boruto could just reincarnate through that body. And we know that Boruto isn't willing to just kill anybody for his own life. He said it himself in talking to Kawaki. But if it's like someone that's basically just a cyborg, just purely robotic and has like no will, it could work like that because he's gonna need to at least manifest his own genetics, especially with that Jogan. So because you
That
can't
would
just
give
like
Amado
recreate a Jogan
big
like that.
one up on like the Leaf Village though. Like he has
Exactly.
control of the Hokage's son. He made him into
Exactly.
a cyborg.
Wait,
He has
so-
control of the Hokage's son. That would give him a big one up.
Yeah.
Are we saying that Boruto placed his karma on the
Yeah.
android per this theory?
Yeah.
So when do you see that happening?
I think this was planned in advance. Like this
Amado
is like
was
their
a
contingency
3D
plan.
chess playing dude. Like so maybe he
Because
has something to do with it as well because
He
like,
knows about their plan too.
Yeah.
Like when in the office where Kawaki and Amado are at, when he like gave him the new arm, Amado told him like, "Yo, that plan that you have with Boruto and placing that implanting that karma doesn't sound like a bad idea." So he has information and knowledge about it. So I feel like as a
Where is he
maybe
getting
just
this
hypothetical,
information from though? Like how, is
Kawaki had to tell him.
He, oh, but I said, does he have like a fly on the wall or something? Is he spying on people?
I
Like,
don't
where's he
know.
getting this
It's weird how he
information
knows about that. That's crazy. Cause like it's only those three people that know about it.
I'd
They might be
suspect
working
as
in
hell. Like,
cahoots.
how you know about that, bro? Like,
Yeah.
It's probably like the most logical conclusion.
Yeah.
He just kind of figured it.
he's playing 3D
well,
chess
okay.
though. Like he had to. It has to be some reason why he brought Kawaki and Boruto together. I don't think that he crashed the blimp and everything for no reason. And like it has to be some connection to a reason why he
Yeah.
put Kawaki and Boruto together. Because Amado's like the puppet master of everything that's going on right now. I think that everything is being planned and manipulated by him to go in the way that he wants it to go. Some things are outside of his control. But for the most part, I think he's being the puppet master of everything.
Man,
Yeah.
I think
So-
Amado's just a
so-
good family guy. Amado's just a good
Yeah.
family guy
Peter
trying to
Griffin
get
vibe?
by,
Okay,
man.
okay.
I don't know about that, Chief.
Wait, so we think Boruto off panel planned with Amado and Kawaki to place a karma on a cyborg. And the
That's-
plan is plan B, or I guess F or D at this point. Kawaki kills Boruto and he reincarnates onto the cyborg. That's the plan.
Yeah,
Well,
and I mean,
But how
Here's
does he
the
have
thing,
the
though.
Dogon eye?
well, here's the thing though.
his
real quick.
genetics are still there. Like the DNA still extracts onto the cyborg.
Okay,
And
so
then-
he'll
Yeah, like
copy
how
the Dogon.
Ishiki still had,
It's like a
had
copy.
his
yeah.
eye.
It's still a copy.
Like the
Well, but
original
here's the
Boruto
thing.
is actually dead, gone. You
Mhm.
got a
Yeah,
copy
but
of
he'll
Boruto.
come back
Okay.
later. Yeah, but I feel like the one thing that like could support it is that like Ida, she's like in love with Boruto and Kawaki, and the fact that she showed no emotion shows you that like she knows something that we don't know about. That's probably going to be revealed. Because if she knew that Boruto was gonna 100% die and not come back, I feel like she would have been like screaming and crying because it's only Boruto or Kawaki that she can fall in love with. And losing one of those two people, I think she would have freaked out a little bit more.
Yo, Meek, you read my script, bro. I dropped that video like a week ago.
Oh my
Literally
god.
said-
Yo,
Yeah,
I
I
swear,
said
I'm
that.
not watching your videos.
I
I'm
said
not
that.
watching
I
your
said that
videos.
almost verbatim. I'm like, holy shit.
Golly.
But
That's crazy.
real quick though, with the Karma and the Cyborg thing, the only problem that I would probably have with that is, would that be enough time for the Karma to actually develop on the Cyborg? Because Boruto's own Karma with Momoshiki didn't fully develop. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Boruto's karma was accelerating when he met Kawaki. Like, he had another karma user next to him. So that process with having two karma users next to each other, both of their karmas, Otsukification, rose like exponentially. It was rising so fast. Like when when they found out that Boruto had a karma, they were so excited. They're like, "Yo, it's lit!" They were like basically almost having a party. Like they were so hyped when they found out about that.
When they found out about that, they was hyped.
Yeah, they was hyped. Like Boro was so happy. He was like, "Yo, let's go. We got another karma user." Like the plan, like they basically said, like the plan for Kawaki to at least have his karma get to 100% would be a lot quicker. So I mean, if Kawaki's gonna stay in the village with this cyborg that has Boruto's karma, I think that could accelerate the process there too. I mean, it took about like a year or so for Boruto's karma to get to about 80%. So I mean, as well as the pills, because Kawaki was taking the pills as well. So it might take around 6 months to a year if they're gonna go down that route. Which I don't know if they're gonna do it or not.
I see. Well, one of the ideas that a lot of people had, and of course me too, and it's a little bit safer than the cyborg idea, was Boruto could potentially implant his karma cell into Mitsuki, and since Mitsuki has multiple clones, he could potentially just clone himself into another Mitsuki, and Boruto could just take over that body.
Pale skin Boruto? Yo, what is an Osuski? Like what like if Boruto or Kawaki was to turn 100% Osuski and didn't have like Momoshiki or Ishiki invaded their body, what does it mean to be an Osuski? Like what does that gain you?
No, you'll just die. You're talking about like Momoshiki and Ishiki resurrecting?
No. Like if they didn't resurrect, like alright, so say Boruto got like to 99% Osuski. He's more Osuski than he is human. Like what does that mean? What does that give him?
I guess the powers and the abilities that the Otsutsuki have.
Wait, so
I guess a larger chakra reserve.
Yeah,
I
more
guess.
power.
So like,
Yeah.
I want to answer your question real quick. The whole Mitsuki thing, because I thought that was interesting. What was it again? Sorry.
Well, earlier before Boruto even died, people had an idea that Boruto could possibly implant Mitsuki with the karma seal. And Orochimaru, this right here was like super important when Boruto first went to Orochimaru's laboratory. He's seen other Mitsuki clones, and Orochimaru pretty much gave him the rundown. Mitsuki wasn't like one of one. Mitsuki is like of many clones, and not only that, when Mitsuki went rogue, they were thinking of just like completely copying his brain to another Mitsuki clone and just leaving that body to like as waste. So right now, it's pretty much common knowledge that Mitsuki has multiple clones. If Boruto were to implant Mitsuki with one karma seal, but also rewrite all the memories that Mitsuki had into another clone, and just have that be the actual Mitsuki, Boruto could just reborn into Mitsuki and just be Boruto again.
That is so weird. Jeez. That's bizarre. So like he'll oh man, that's I could go in so many directions with that.
Boruto, I'm going to give you my body.
I okay, so I'll play around the hypothetical. So like, okay, say he does that. I think it will be a cool way to say, okay, Mitsuki, I have like this perfected body for you or something, Orochimaru. And then they transfer his consciousness to that perfected body, and then he just goes crazy in Sage mode. Like I think that'd be pretty dope. But like the whole I think these are dope theories, but like this is our main character. I don't want him to die. Number one, I don't want a copy of the main character to be the main character. Number two, I don't want him to come back in some cybernetic body, and I don't want him to be in his friend's body. That's disgusting. Like these are dope theories for videos, but like,
I mean, technically, Orochimaru is a white Zetsu right now. But...
No, I mean it's been years. No, yeah, I know he brought the Kage back, but like it's been years. Like
Yeah.
Surely, bro. Sure. I mean, what isn't he presenting as? Anyways,
I
yeah.
think the best thing would be is just to reconstruct Boruto's body, like where he's and like he's a cyborg, but he's not like given a freaking cyborg his karma seal and being resurrected through that body. Like Amado just heals him in some way, like give him cybernetic parts for whatever Kawaki just blew out of his back. Big pause. But yeah.
What?
All right. Okay.
Hey, I said pause at the end.
Hey.
You said pause. And
Alright,
pause takes away everything. bro. Like,
Yeah,
That's why I let up. That's why I let you rock.
Yeah. Yeah, but we don't know if Amato can create a Jogan. Because I feel like there's like limitations to what he can build.
He
If you
wouldn't
look
have
at
to
the
create
Kara
Jogan,
members-
though, at that point, if he just reconstructs Boruto's body.
Yo,
That's
his
tough.
synthetic eyes might be better than a Jogan, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean,
Wait.
there is there might be limitations to what he can build because I mean, if you look at the Kara members, like you look at like Delta and you look at like Jigen, because Jigen's also modded, they have like crazy limitations. Like Delta, even though she can absorb ninjutsu, like you can basically overfill her with chakra. With the Jigen as well, when he absorbed Tentails chakra and was fighting Naruto and Sasuke, the tank that he had in his belly was breaking because he overused it. Also with like Kawaki, after fighting for like for a little bit against Garo, his entire body just like imploded, stuff like that. So maybe I don't know. It's sort of like his technology is very powerful, but there's always a limit to what he can do. Especially with like Ida and Damon, even though they're stated to be like Jigen plus level, there's definitely a limitation on what they can do probably.
But it was explained
No.
that Amado limited, like he was doing something to Delta's body where Delta wasn't fighting at her max 100% that she was used to. So he was
Tinkering with
corrupting
them.
he
Yeah.
was tinkering with their bodies and like.
I think that was
What
mentioned in the
they were supposed
anime,
to be.
but yeah, I'll take it with it.
Yeah, it was Delta.
yeah,
Delta was like, "What did you do to my body?" Like, she couldn't
Yeah.
fight like how she
Wait.
normally fought.
So how did Boruto get the Jogan? Because I think that's important to establish.
Well, he's just
I think you-
reborn, similar to how Ishiki gained his eye.
Wait,
Hold on, what?
Yeah, I didn't get that either. You threw me off.
Oh, you mean like in this in the theory that Boruto's gonna reborn into a cyborg, or just like
No,
regular?
like just how did Boruto get his Jogan? Because it sounds like to me you
okay,
guys are
okay.
assuming this is like a genetic trait indicative to Boruto's genetics, and he awakened it, which
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to necessarily because I don't think there's any evidence for that. So I'm basically asking, where's the evidence? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, Tonetti gives it to Boruto. I think that was made clear between Urashiki and Tonetti's interaction. Now, as far as when is it actually going to awaken again, I have absolutely no idea. I think Tonetti will probably more than likely would have to be awake and unsealed.
I don't think he
They
gave him the
That's not-
Jogan.
That's not what I'm
people say
saying.
that
Wait a
It
minute.
was when Toneri put that black sphere into Hinata. Remember when he like shoved that shit in her?
Yeah,
belly?
he got it genetically.
That doesn't.
Genetic. Well, Urashiki said, "I seen what you
How?
did to that boy."
Yeah.
No, just
remember?
how? Just
So-
explain how.
What? We don't know.
Through Toneri, like what Free Game said, like that whatever sphere into Hinata. Because of that came through to Boruto.
That's the
Like when he was
theory.
born.
Like, what if Hinata was pregnant during the lies? Like, what if?
Nah,
Wait,
nah,
wait,
nah. We not about to have no Mori episode in Naruto.
Maybe I'm not
Yeah,
saying
we
this
need
right.
That, bro. Like, bro, Mori.
How do I say that?
Mori is fucking inboxing rappers. Like, yo, that's how if we can like put two verses together, the Naruto verse and the Mori Povich verse.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Nah,
Nah,
not a good idea.
Wah,
I'm just
wah.
my bad.
nah. Well,
Wait, you
I'm
ain't have
just
to
saying.
give me the sound
And
effect, Mel.
wait, what?
Thank you.
well,
Well,
I'm just saying
I'm-
this.
So they can put
It's
it
not
in chat.
confirmed, but in episode 53, I believe, either 52 or
That's all I'm trying
53.
to get you to say. It's like, do we have any definitive evidence, or are we just making
No,
speculation?
no. Yeah, just speculation. But Tonetti, essentially, well, Urashiki told Tonetti, "I seen what you did to that boy." Now, at that given point, the only time that we really see any interaction between Tonetti and Boruto is when Boruto had the dream, and then Tonetti popped up, and then the Jogan also popped up as well. And at that given point, no one really knew where the Jogan came from. So we're all assuming, even currently, that what Tonetti did to the boy Boruto is give him a Jogan.
No. I agree with that. My whole thing is I'm trying to get, because you guys seem to think based off this reincarnation into the android or rather cyborg theory that the karma seal will copy his genetics, which store the biological information of the Jogan, which he'll manifest the Jogan again. So what I'm trying to figure out is it tethered to his genetics? And if so, how? Yeah.
So Toneri, he's a scientist, bro. He knows how to manipulate DNA. So yeah, that's what happened. He constructed the DNA.
No, I think he inherited it genetically, but I just don't know how. Like, I think it's just from his parents, like Hagoromo, Hamura, Chakra.
Yeah, mix them together. Because you didn't ever have those.
Because like Toneri didn't give him the Jogan, he kind of just helped him awaken it. Like he did a little push, like in the Nue arc, you know how like he was just awakening it like out of the blue. It would just come on randomly. That's sort of like Toneri's influence, just helping him like sort of like use it a bit, but he didn't really just like, here you go, Boruto. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't just give it to him.
Yeah, because like I think Toneri would have gave himself an eye at least if he can just give eye.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's missing two of them. Like he's just handing.
Well, I'll question that.
Know what I mean?
I'll question that. My man's sitting on a plethora of Byakugans. He's still blonde as a bat. I don't know.
I agree with you, Barbara. I agree. Like I think based off that dialogue, it has to be Toneri like gave him something, but like I don't know if he like did something genetic to him or something like so basically I think I'll leave it at this because I don't think we can provide an answer to this.
No, I think he just got his genetics tweaked. That's all you can really say.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't have any evidence, right?
No,
it's just in his blood. That's it. It's in his DNA. That's all we can say.
Yeah, one of the things that I definitely did want though, I want to see some more communication between Boruto and Momoshiki, especially with the Jogan. Toneri's dead. Well, he's not dead, but he's sealed. We're probably not necessarily going to hear from him in the next couple of months, hypothetically, if he does get sealed, which I think he's probably unsealed, which I think he's probably is going to be unsealed. But I think that Momoshiki could definitely fill in a lot of blanks and questions that Boruto has. Understanding that, of course, it probably won't matter because Boruto's probably going to be dead in Momoshiki's mind, but just some more communication between those two, I think that would probably be amazing. Anime content.
I was going to say, like, what if, like, Boruto, the way that he comes back is, like, I think I said this before, like, he has to sacrifice something. And maybe he thought that he was ready to die, but as the time comes, he's like, shit, I don't want to die. Momoshiki, heal me. And Momoshiki's like, yo, you're going to have to give up something. You're going to have to sacrifice something in order for this to happen.
Well, I think that wouldn't go down that route simply because, like, he was willing to get killed. He told Kawaki straight up, like, yo, just kill me. Like, I think he was willing to just die like that.
Like, he was willing to die until, he actually died. And he's like, shit, this is not as good as I
But he just changes his mind?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know about that. I think Boruto's, like,
dead.
I think he has a resolve to, like, he's actually planning to die. I mean, he's shown to do it in the past with, like, Ishiki. Like, he was ready to, like, impale his throat with, like, a kunai. Like, he was ready to, like, kill himself, basically, against Ishiki. Oh, yeah. But, like, Ishiki stopped it, of course.
He was trying to go out hard, too. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Boruto tried to rage quit a couple of times. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He wasn't even trying to go out, like, the easy way. Like, he was going to, like, just impale his throat. You know how long you're going to be living until you die if you just stab your throat?
That's Boruto. That's what makes Boruto special. That's what makes Boruto the best new generation main character. What's the problem?
Yo, Melo's about to burst. I hear it. I hear it steaming. Or is he on mute? Is he not here right now? Where Melo?
No, he's here.
Yeah, Melo's here.
Oh, he didn't hear that. That's what happened. He didn't hear it. He didn't hear it. That's what.
Oh, what did I hear?
You ain't hear what Bar said.
No, I said that's why Boruto is the best new generation main character because he's so willing to throw his life away for the greater good of the actual village.
I mean, if his dad did what he was supposed to do, he wouldn't have to do all that. But that's neither here nor there. Look. As riveting as talking about impaling people's throats is.
Big pause.
Look,
can we not have a pause for that?
Look,
I
wasn't the one that said that, but
I assisted my guy.
So look. Yeah, no, I mean, sorry, what was the original question? I was reading chat.
You got interrupted by impaling.
Wait, how about this? Guys, we We got like 74 viewers in here, guys. Thank you so much for the support, getting us to 1K. Working very hard. 7-hour content the other day. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. You could literally be anywhere else, but you chose to be here, and we're very grateful, humbled, and appreciative of that. Shout out to our guest, It's Meek. Definitely subscribe to It's Meek, an excellent content creator. We want to promote unity within the community. We don't have to be toxic or anything like that. We can all grow together and just have fun, bro. Just have a good time. So welcome if you're new, subscribe. If you are a regular, you always you're welcome, and we're so grateful to have you here. So yeah.
Yo, I wish I had a sound effect for like an audience that's clapping, like do Streamlabs give you that? I need that.
I think
they're
you
like
could do that.
soundboards.
Yeah, you can get a soundboard for that.
I'm gonna get that. Next stream we're gonna have a soundboard on this one. I'm gonna get that.
We need a sound for pause.
What's with the banana in chat? Chat, what's happening?
Yeah,
Yo, YouTube sent me an email saying it's bananas. Thanks for getting you guys to 1,000 subscribers. We always knew you'll get there, which they're lying. They didn't know that. They lying. It was just a whole bunch of bananas on the screen. I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing? What's going on?
Yo, Mr. Spiraling, what's up, bro? What's up? I see you in chat, man. Looks like boy wants to debate.
Oh, yeah, big Spiraling. We
What's
didn't.
up, Spiraling?
Me and Spiraling didn't finish the
bar.
Yeah.
I wasn't done talking. I wasn't done talking.
Yo. Yo. Oh, wow.
Yo.
That was hilarious, bro.
Oh my god.
That was hilarious, bro.
Yo, I kind of felt.
Yo, I swear they gangster.
I felt Barra, bro. I felt it, bro. I was like Bar. He kind of kept trying to say what he was saying initially.
Yo,
it was so funny, bro.
Yeah, I was just chilling.
Them dudes in the UK is
Oh my
gangster, bro.
god.
He was like, hold on, I'm not finished talking. I was like, yo.
Like, bruh. He said, "I have something to say, sir. And I'm going to say it. Damn you, okay?"
Bro,
Big shout out to Mr. Spiraling. Big shout out.
was the
But yeah, we
funniest
gotta finish
first
that
hour of a
debate.
podcast, bro.
What was that debate? Oh
Yeah, what
no,
were you guys
okay, never
debating?
mind.
No, we were debating Sarda and Kawaki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me and Melo already
Oh
went
yeah,
through
yeah,
that. Me and Melo already.
time limits, cause, bro.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but real quick, Meek. So we
What's
know
up?
that you don't really watch, well, you don't really subscribe to actually seeing a bunch of spoilers in regards to the manga. So I think right now it's probably gonna be our last time. Yeah, right now I think it's the last time we're gonna get to talk to you before the spoilers come out. When is in about 10 days or so.
Yeah.
What do you have in mind for the next chapter? What do you think is gonna go down? I think we all gave our opinions here, but what do you think?
I definitely need I definitely need everyone's reaction to Boruto's death. I feel like with Kawaki literally quote unquote killing Boruto, this is gonna force Naruto to basically lash out, or I don't know, like go crazy against Kawaki, or maybe he just starts going crazy against Code. I feel like whatever happens next chapter, we're gonna see how Naruto will react. I've seen some people say like Naruto he'll forgive Kawaki for doing what he did, but honestly, seeing how Naruto is as a character, seeing like his loved ones just go like that, I think that he's just ready to go on a rampage. Honestly, obviously he loves Kawaki, he cares about him a lot, but looking at the dialogue from the last chapter, they were going back and forth. Like Kawaki called Boruto like, "Yo, we have to kill your son. There is a demon taking control of him. This is not Boruto." And then Naruto obviously replied saying, "Yo, you're the demon in this situation." So seeing that Kawaki went ahead and just like killed his son right in front of him, I think that Naruto might like, I don't know, he might try to throw the ones with Kawaki. Maybe try to just whoop his ass as a father. I don't really know, but I'm kind of excited to see how Naruto will react because, like, he's a father, first of all, so seeing his son get killed like that, or at least basically get gravely injured to the point of death, he's gonna feel some type of way, of course. He's gonna be very angry, and he just lost Kurama too. It wasn't that long ago where he saw Kurama die in front of his eyes, so I feel like it's all up to how Naruto will react. I'm more on the edge of that he will go crazy, or he'll just be very angry. I've seen people say that he won't forgive, or he will forgive Kawaki, which I don't know how I feel about that because he didn't forgive Nagato for killing like Jiraiya and Kakashi, even though Kakashi came back in the village at the time. But he's definitely gonna be angry, and I definitely want to update on Sasuke. I want to see what he's doing because we don't know where he's at right now. So I'm hoping he comes onto the field as well because I kind of want to see Naruto and Kawaki scrap for a bit.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, here's my idea specifically with the Naruto thing. I think that Naruto may be chill. He may be chill. I think the reason why he may be chill is because Boruto, before Kawaki did what he did, essentially put him on a shirt. He essentially said to Naruto, "Give my well wishes to him and Wada and Mom." Essentially meaning that Boruto was resolute with his decision. This wasn't necessarily like Kawaki going completely rogue, which makes me think that, hey, Naruto might have a little bit of leniency on Kawaki, especially since that Naruto looks at Kawaki essentially like a mirror image of his younger self. And again, Naruto did multiple things in the past that wasn't necessarily the best. You know, essentially tried to force Sasuke to come back to the village, even though that wasn't necessarily the best idea back then, because Sasuke was on a mission of his own and Naruto himself almost got killed doing that. I think Naruto will probably understand a bit, but again, if he goes insane next chapter, I wouldn't be surprised at all, because as you said, Naruto recently dealt with a lot of pain, lost Kurama, now essentially losing Boruto. Not only that, lost essentially big power-ups. Again, Kurama itself was a friend, but also he provided some utility. Sage mode, or 6-pass Sage mode, might be lost as well. We don't fully know. Sasuke lost his Rinnegan. So there's a bunch of loss going around, and of course, a lot of problems. So I think it's possible that he goes completely rage in the next chapter, 100%.
Hell yeah. And I'm wondering what Code will do as well. Go ahead, Mello. Sorry, cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, just with that, I think this is an easy one to answer. I think definitively Naruto's not going to freak out. He's not going to go crazy. With one caveat, it could be possible that he has like a moment to where he's like emotionally unstable and he kind of lashes out for a moment. But a fight, definitely not. So the next question would be, okay, well, like how did I come to that conclusion, right? Well, like all things, you have to look at the established characterization. And when Naruto loses people based off of his characterization, he doesn't express his emotions externally. He goes internally, right? He goes inward. So look at Jiraiya. When he died, he completely just walked away. He was in a depression for a while, and then Shikamaru had to bring him out of that funk. And then you look at when Neji died, right? He was in a depression for a while, and then Hinata had to bring him out of that funk. Now, to be fair, when he thought that Hinata died, he did kind of explode and go crazy with that. But that was more so like his anger fueling the manifestation of the Nine Tails. That isn't really a thing anymore. He doesn't have that that third party to kind of tap into his anger and his hatred and then awaken. So in the absence of that, I definitely see the more consistent thing for his character would be him going internally, going into a depression. Now, again, I have a video on my channel, Mellow XO, you guys should subscribe to that, talking about this very topic. And I just dropped a video talking about Hinata as well, and I think that's really impactful, what Hinata is going to do. And I do think you can look at the anime to kind of determine what Hinata's reaction as well will be to the death of her son. So we know that after Sarada and Boruto were brought back by Mitsuki in the Deepa arc, they were ravaged, devastated, right? And Sakura can be used as a proxy for Hinata in this scenario. Now, for Sarada, or rather Sakura, she was very apprehensive about Sarada training because she saw how devastated her little girl was. Now, in lieu of this, Hinata herself, along with Ino, came along and they invited her out, girls' night out, and they had a conversation. They basically told her, hey, we're parents of shinobi, not little kids or children. These are actual working shinobi. So every time they leave the house, it could be the last time that you ever see them again. And that's something that Hinata knew, and she was trying to get Sakura to understand, right? So and as I went into more detail in the video, but as I say here, on one hand, you can't have in the anime Hinata trying to relay that message and aiding in Sakura's character development with understanding the role of a parent of a shinobi. And then on the other hand, in the manga, have her not understand that concept and completely do a 180 with her character development. We know the anime is canon. to the manga as well. So the manga is the future or the present, the anime is the past. It kind of influences each other. So I think based off of characterization, you can kind of get an understanding about what these characters will do, how they will react, more so than usual. But either way, whatever happens, Kawaki's not going anywhere because he needs to be around Naruto so that he can be triggered to do what he does in the future, which is in the shinobi, the era of the shinobi world, right? And that's easy to figure out, right? The only thing that we've seen in the actual verse, aside from a Boruto, even more so than Boruto, is that Naruto triggers Kawaki to do extreme things. And I think ending the era of the shinobi is a very extreme thing to do. So obviously, whatever led to him doing that, Naruto is the catalyst. He needs to be around Naruto in order for that to hit him and hit home. So yeah, Kawaki's not going anywhere. It's going to be a little awkward in the house. Hinata already has an understanding based off of what the anime established about what needs to be done. And Naruto's not going to go all out in some amazing battle or fight or anything like that, because we've established with his characterization that he goes inward rather than outward. And from there, I would say, I mean, look, if we're looking at a Code, what does Code do? Well, Code, I mean, the best options for him would be to leave because, again, I don't see how you get past
agree.
Kawaki.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so like his best option to get the hell out of there. I mean, Sasuke's there. He's just hiding. Let's be honest with you. I mean, like I always say this: the man saw the future. He saw it bored, so with his cloak and sword, and he said, "I want no part of that." So yeah, yeah, this man is in a whole bush somewhere. So no, look, you know something. You know how Naruto used to hide from people when he did graffiti? He would have like a little piece of poster or paper that looked like the wall that he was hiding behind. That's fucking Sasuke on a tree. So yeah, fucking Sasuke fans. I'm sorry, but yeah, no. So I think that's what happens. Like, yeah. Aside from the whole resurrection stuff, I think the characterization informs the choices they'll make for sure.
Yeah, you do make a good point.
Well, free game. What do you think Naruto's reaction is going to be?
I think Naruto's about to go insane, bro. Naruto's about to turn up. No, I'm just playing. I don't, like it was hinted at towards like in one of the episodes though. Like he did say that a parent can draw on great strength for their child. So him going ape shit on Kawaki is probably kind of counterproductive. Maybe he'll like direct his anger more towards Code and get to finally see Sage Mode turn up on Code and just like get to gauge where Naruto is. Kind of.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, that would be.
That'd be
like,
dope.
Like, yeah, so I don't like. I wouldn't want to see him attacking like Kawaki or anything. I don't think that would make any sense. But the person who pretty much brought this to fruition and made all this happen, if he directed an anger towards them and like turned up, I think that would be dope for the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I ain't even gonna lie to you, I was not paying attention to what y'all was talking about, so all that just came off the top of the head. I was like in my own little world right now. When you said my name, I was like,
that
shit,
answered.
we are doing a podcast, huh?
No, that answered. I ain't gonna lie. That answered it. Real quick. Well, real quick. We're almost at 2 hours. One of the things that I think we kind of didn't necessarily do too much was like answer questions from the fans last podcast. So if the fans, the chat have any questions that they want to ask, we'll definitely answer a couple of them. But Mella brought up a good point, specifically talking about Sasuke. Now, I don't think that he's hiding behind a tree or anything like that, or hiding with a wallpaper over him, anything like that. Here's the thing. Boruto, the manga of Boruto, they've done this before. They've gone like a full year without having Sasuke in the manga before. I believe it was like a huge break between the end of the Momoshiki fight to like when he was actually going into the Jigen's dimension. I think that's when he came back. So it was a long time. So hypothetically, if Sasuke isn't necessarily going to appear in the manga for the next 2 to 3 chapters, I wouldn't be completely surprised. It's just that the storyline doesn't necessarily lend itself to Sasuke at this given moment. But one thing that I definitely do have to point out, he's important in regards to defense. We've been talking about this in Banging's Table for a couple of months now. No one in the Hidden Leaf Village is generally protecting Amato. We think, and we just talked about it, Code's best case scenario, Code's best course of action right now is to skedaddle. Get out of there. Yeah, he probably not beating Naruto because he literally just fought a couple of battles versus a couple of people. He's probably not going to beat Kawaki because let's keep it 1,000. If Boruto gets back up, it's really game time. So Code should probably leave. I mean, but if he goes back to the Hidden Leaf Village, Sasuke should be there and be the person to actually protect him against the model. A hypothetical Code versus Sasuke straight up 1v1. That'll be an interesting fight in my personal opinion, but I don't think that's probably gonna happen because the storyline right now is not. It's leaning more towards the Uzumaki side of things.
Mr. Sparling wants to know how many push-ups can Ismeek do. That's where
How many push-ups I can do? Like
Yo,
50?
Mr. Sparling is mad random, bro.
It's probably like chill, man. I can do like 50 push-ups.
Like just at one time.
Yo,
Or just
No, I could.
like in total all day, all you can do is 50. That's pretty.
No,
pathetic.
I can do it in like one go.
Oh, I was about to say that's pretty pathetic. If all through the day, all you can do is 50. That's kind of.
No.
nah, 50 straight
In
is
one
not-
go, I can go 50. Yeah.
Okay, that's straight.
Yeah.
That's straight.
I think
I
oh my bad. No, I was gonna say you have you make a
51
great
now?
point though. Sorry.
I was just going to say you can do 51 push-ups. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can
No,
do
no, I was-
51 right now. But yeah, you go.
No, I was just gonna say I think you make a good point, Bar. Now, unfortunately, I don't remember what that point was, but it was an excellent point when you said it. Unfortunately, we started talking about push-ups, and I fucking forgot my
Oh my
comment I wanted to say to you. But yeah, sure, push-ups
Wasn't that great of
on a
point of view.
Boruto stream.
I could kind of restate. I was saying that the storyline right now isn't necessarily lending itself to Sasuke. It's really lending itself to the Uzumaki side of things. But Sasuke being in the village right now to be protecting Amato against Code is probably like the best thing that Sasuke could be doing.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
And also a 1v1 with Code and Sasuke would probably be like an amazing fight. Abilities versus abilities.
Yeah, I think you made an excellent point because even when like the whole time travel arc thing, like Urshiki was like he had a whole plan and he was faking out everybody, but then he had a whole other counter thing. Now, of course, Boruto was there with Sasuke, and they kind of figured out what that was. He was going after like the turtle. But it could be the case where Sasuke is playing some 4D chess. He's like, okay, there's some stuff going on over here, but let me make a judgment call and anticipate. Let me go to a motto because, like, you know, Sai, right? Need I say more? So yeah, I think you make an excellent point. That's something I hadn't even considered. I was so busy with Boruto and Naruto and Himawari and so on and so forth. I didn't even consider Sasuke will be doing something other than hiding. So yeah, that's an excellent point.
Come outside.
You're pulling a Konohama right now, man.
I mean, where is he? I mean, he's light speed confirmed. How long is it gonna take him to get there? What are we talking about?
Oh my god.
Rip the power
Well,
scaling, bro.
yeah, real quick. I'm gonna turn over to the chat real quick.
Turn up before we see Sasuke turn. I want to see what Naruto can do before. And I'm a
Facts,
big Sasuke
man.
fan, but bro, we got
Yeah, that's true.
They winked us off for Sage Mode. Like we had a whole cover for Sage Mode and everything.
It was hyping it up.
We got
Oh.
nothing.
I hope we get it soon though.
Nothing.
I hope we get it next chapter. Naruto versus Code would be lit.
How can we power
Nah, yeah,
scale
definitely.
all the podcasters? Well, I would put myself at Osuski tier, definitely. I would put Barbie at Ginning.
Oh, this is
I will
crazy.
I'll put Mello on Ramen Guy level.
No. Mello got to be S tier, bro. Listen to his voice, bro. This man has a voice for radio. Like,
Facts.
You already know.
He should do midnight radio at that, like late night talk
Yeah,
shows.
facts. Facts. You on them late night strolls, you feel me? Just hear Mello in your ear. 69.2 radio.
Oh my
What?
god.
Hey, as long as I make that coin, I'm good.
Yeah, this
Let's
is
see what
mad
you mean.
random. Have any of y'all ever saw the movie The Ladies Man?
Nah.
Any of
No.
y'all never, oh,
Nah.
that movie's hilarious. Y'all gotta see that movie. So I can't even make no references towards it. Then if y'all ain't seen it, that shit is fucking. It's a Comedy Central movie. That shit is funny. It got Will Ferrell in it, bro. That shit is hilarious. I'm telling you. You gotta check
I
it
see
out
what you mean.
if y'all ever bored.
Now, we gonna turn over to the chat real quick.
I already did.
Yeah,
That was a question in the chat.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I thought that was a question from you.
Right, y'all think I'm just coming up with these random shit off the top of my head? No, I'm reading the chat, bro. The push-ups came from Spiraling. And I don't know.
Wait. Of all, well, okay, maybe because he was a guest. I was gonna say, like, of all the questions these people have been asking, like, that's the one. But okay.
The push-ups, that was so random. Come on, Spiraling.
It was super
Come on, bro.
I asked it. It's super random.
Come on, man.
But nah, if people in the chat got any questions, go ahead and drop them. Obviously, I'm reading the chat, so we gonna answer all questions.
Oh, there's a good question. Do you think Boruto's death will trigger Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan?
We was talking about that before. I think that's like something big in the community as far as a theory. Like because
me personally.
Well, no, go ahead. I was just gonna say, like Uchiha, you know, they unlock, you know, their strength is all built on their emotions and their, you know.
Yeah, the stronger someone's love is, an Uchiha member's love is, you know, the more powerful their eye is gonna be. My personal thing with the Mangekyo Sharingan is, I don't think it would be triggered from this. Now, if you'd ask me, would Sarada, hypothetical, because she already has a third tome, but would she unlock her third tome because of this? I'd say yes. But a Mangekyo Sharingan is a little bit more important and a little bit more difficult to actually unlock.
Has her third tome also. That's why
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. Wait.
Yeah, that's
just,
what I'm saying.
To be clear, like, Sharingan doesn't scale to love, just to be clear. Just
this is
fact check that.
Hold up.
Oh no! Give us the clarification. Yeah, Big Mellow in the cut.
Here.
Talk to us.
I'm just saying, like, I just didn't want you to make it like a take based off of that because it wasn't like correct. No, it's just
my bad.
Like the Uchiha, they're like the most, out of all the clans, they feel the most love, but it's when you lose that love and then the hatred. So it's like a combination of these elements that create like this the Sharingan in general, but like the amps from the Sharingan.
That's why,
just for clarification purposes.
That's why Itachi wanted Sasuke to hate him so much, right? So he could be stronger. Like that was like his like plan.
Right, like
the more he hated him, the stronger he would get. Yeah. No, I wasn't.
He had the love, he lost the love, and he had the hatred. So yeah.
Yeah, I was asking a serious.
But
I wasn't trying to troll.
I was just thinking the impact of just the news of Boruto dying probably wouldn't be that heavy. Hypothetically, if Sarada was actually there and she's seen Kawaki do the deed right then and there, I'd probably say, yeah, that's worthy enough for a Mangekyo Sharingan.
Though you never lost a homie, you just chilling and shit.
Because there's a bunch of. Here's the thing.
Like, yo, what?
Yeah. But here's the thing. There's been plenty of Uchiha members that have died. If just the news of somebody dying can unlock a Mangekyo Sharingan, there'd be so much more Mangekyo Sharingans being unlocked. And especially at Sarada at age like what 12 or 13, probably even 14 right now. I'm not even completely sure. But especially at her at this young of an age, just the news of hearing her friend dying, I don't think it would be that heavy. You see what I'm saying? Again, if it's like Itachi when he was right there when Shisui jumped. If it's like Sasuke when he well, that right there was actually the news, but he himself personally killed Itachi, things like that. I think that's heavy enough to actually unlock a Mangekyo Sharingan. Not necessarily.
How did Sarada get her Sharingan?
Well, it wasn't really completely told to us.
It was
well, novel, right?
Yeah.
It was Sakura kind of said that she already unlocked her she already unlocked her Sharingan, and that was the first time that we've actually seen her use the Sharingan. That again, I personally would like it to be that she unlocked her Sharingan seeing Sasuke actually attack her, but story-wise, Sakura said she already had it unlocked.
I think lore-wise, she unlocked it because she was sad that her father wasn't around. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Her Sharingan?
I think.
Yeah,
she unlocked it because she was happy to meet him. Are you talking about Sarada's Sharingan, right?
Yes,
Sarada's.
Yeah, she unlocked it like in happiness, like she was waiting to meet her father.
Chat, confirm that, please.
Through excitement, she was ready to meet her father.
I'm googling it, bro. I'm like, yeah, Meek is right. Sarada was so excited when she snuck away from Naruto and Chocho.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna meet my dad, and then she unlocks her Sharingan.
Yeah. This is cool.
See, I don't fully know because before she left the. No, before she. No, I get Googles and everything like that, but what's the statements in the actual anime like kind of contradicts that. Before that arc actually started, and Sarada kind of forced Sakura. Yeah, but it was like a point where Sarada kind of forced Sakura to like mess up her whole backyard. Sakura punched the ground, her whole house fell down or something like that. In the hospital, they were Well, Sakura was talking to I forgot who her name was. Tsunade's right hand woman. I forgot her name.
Okay. The
Izune?
chick that holds the
Yeah, Shizune. There you go,
Yeah.
Shizune. She was talking to her, and she's essentially saying, "No, Sarada already unlocked her Sharingan."
Oh,
So I don't
yeah.
know. Maybe it was maybe it's a certain situation that right there is now the lore reason why Sarada unlocked it. But I was originally saying that that's the reason why, but someone pointed out to me like, "Nah, she unlocked it before."
Yo, Google said Uchiha Sarada is the first and only Uchiha known to awaken her Sharingan because of love. Sarada was so excited when she snuck away from Naruto and Chocho to the. I already read that part. Google's, bruh.
No.
Mic drop.
Sometimes Google can be wrong, but
Bruh, I ain't never knew.
I'll take
it
a word
would be
for it.
wrong. When was Google?
I mean,
You can't even
depending
tell
on the
me.
website references, I guess.
No, that came from Naruto. I think this is ripped from Naruto.
Oh,
So it could be
Narutopedia?
wrong.
Okay,
No. I
that's
mean,
what
like,
I
if you
wrote.
Google it though, it's like the first thing that pop up. You like Google
Yeah,
answers
yeah.
the question for you.
As long as it's not from Quora. Quora is like the most incorrect website when it comes to like lore. It's
No,
just fans saying random stuff.
No, that was definitely from Google's.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Oh, let's hit the chat again, real quick. Yo, Starks commented something like a long time ago in the chat when I first asked people to comment questions. He essentially asked, "Should Sasuke get another son, or should Sasuke get another
Can
child?"
he get another kid, please? Like, whoa, yes, that would be so like, bruh. But
That'd be so lit. He wouldn't fit in the storyline.
That's
bro.
what I was about to ask. Like, how would he fit into the
Yeah.
story though? Like,
He's
what
too
would
young.
He do?
He'd be like 10 years younger than everyone.
He'll be sitting.
Imagine if he was like a
Sakura's
crazy
lap.
prodigy.
That'd
If
be
And
crazy.
he
I'd
finds
love to
Damon?
see that though.
Whoa.
Yeah,
As a newborn baby,
Whoa.
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
from the fetus.
nah, probably at like age 6 or 7. Now he's really in the trenches. You feel me?
Yeah,
Beating up
yeah.
him and Wadi.
Had some crazy
But-
Sharingan, just one of them.
Straight out the womb fighting.
Mhm.
Yeah, just throwing hands with his umbilical cord still attached. I fucks with it, bro. Yes, yes. Let's get it.
I don't want to mellow this right now, but I kind of made a video about
Are
this
you-
specifically if
whoa.
Sasuke had a child. Yeah, but well, specifically if
Whoa, bro, this big mellow energy. You gotta. Oh my god.
yeah, what like specifically if Sasuke had a child with like Karin, I think that right there would have been like an elite
Ooh,
child,
a
potentially even older
Uzumaki
than
and a-
Sarada because yeah. I was thinking like a lost son, maybe because he spent a lot of time with Karin when he was actually in Orochimaru's hideout. So he'd kind of be like a little bit older, probably like around 19 years old, similar to like
Karin
the
just forgot
Itachi and
about this
Sasuke
child,
mechanic.
Had him and this like was put under a genjutsu and told you
Nah.
that she pushed the baby out for Sasuke.
Karin probably knows about it, but she never told Sasuke that type of story.
Bro, good side girl energy. That's what I like, bro.
No,
You the
I don't want my
side
girl
chick, you
Sakura
get
to be cheated
pregnant,
on,
Don't
man.
even tell tell dude and have the baby and still don't tell him and you still, bro. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Had
side
him
chick.
training under Orochimaru for all these years.
Yeah, the shippers was
19.
great, though. The amount of death threats sent to Kishimoto? Nah, man. I'm not here for that.
Yo, it's crazy
How
how
the
fans
shippers
can
are.
get though. Like for real, you're
Yeah.
mad over a choice in a cartoon that you want to threaten to illustrate.
It's not even real. Like, go get in a real relationship or some shit. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I see. Nah, I really look at the ships just for the power. Like, imagine a Karin and Sasuke child, like the Uzumaki chakra reserves with the Sharingan.
Yeah.
My goodness.
You won't have,
I'm
like,
trying to see a
Sarada
Boruto and
downfall
Sarada
shit.
kid, man.
Oh
That's
yeah,
still a
that,
Uzumaki
again.
and a- well, that's like 4, bro. That's a mutt. That's a Uzumaki
Yeah.
of a fucking whatever.
Hyuga, Uchiha, like,
But not because
Jogan genetics passed down.
Because isn't Naruto's half? He's not even a full.
Yeah, he's Namikaze. Yeah.
Yeah, so
part
he-
Namikaze.
So that's like a mutt.
It's like
right
5 clans right there.
there. Bruh, that's overpowered. OP. They gonna have some good hair.
Oh,
I didn't think
man.
about the hair. We dissecting dojutsus. Free ain't talking about the hair.
You gonna have
You
some
gotta
good
respect
curly
it.
hair, bruh.
I respect it. But yeah, we can't get sidetracked like we did. Om Patel in the chat, he says, "Can you see Amado revealing himself in this arc or near the end?"
Madara?
Amado.
Amado.
Oh,
My
my
bad.
bad. Amado. I would say Madara come back. Yo, that would be dope as hell. But yeah, bro, I think Amado's playing the long game though. I don't think he's gonna reveal himself just yet. He's playing the long
Same.
game.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think Amato's a good family man, stand-up character, doing the best thing that he can for the village. But hypothetically, if he wasn't, I think it'd be a little bit too early at this stage. You know, just a little bit too
Just
early.
to show his cards this early, yeah, that wouldn't be a good space player. I think he's playing the long game right now.
I mean, it could work now if you do it like an Aizen type way, where like
How though?
he does something crazy drastic. Like spoilers for Bleach, by the way. So is it okay if I spoil Bleach? Like this is like
Well, I'm
in the
probably
first
not
30
gonna watch it.
I love
Yeah,
that.
so,
I don't
like-
know. I don't know about the chat. This is 62 people in here. I don't know.
I
if
just had
you
to-
want-
Bleach spoilers. So this is like in the first 40 episodes. So there's a character named Aizen. He basically like kills himself. He literally just like fakes his death while like all the stuff happening in Soul Society, and he comes back and like just bodies everyone and reveals that he's this big bad guy. He's been planning everything in advance. And then like for the rest of the series, he's just yeah. And then for the rest of the series, he's just known as the bad guy. And he has his goals set out. Like it could be done in that way where Amato does something crazy where it seems like he gets killed or he reveals himself, and then for the rest of the series he does like whatever he's trying to accomplish, something like that.
Well, a little bit. Well, rock out.
No, I was about to say, I think he just has to, like, if he's going to reveal himself, the betrayal to Naruto in the village just has to be big. Like, it has to be something
Yeah,
huge.
exactly. It has to be
Naruto's
huge.
like not even expecting, like, yo, what the hell? Like, you know?
It has to be something we can't anticipate. Like we don't know what it's gonna be about. We don't know what he's trying to accomplish.
Like, come on, bro. Like, man.
Yeah, he's been a mystery this whole time. He might as well stay that way.
He might as well just be a good guy. Like we don't know.
Yeah, facts.
Here's the thing: the only thing that we have on him right now to say that he's a bad guy is that he gave karma to Kawaki, and we don't even know if that's a bad thing. Like it might influence him in the future, but right now it's hard to just pinpoint it on him. You know.
Well, and he kind of withhold some information, but
That is
that's
true.
pretty much it.
Kind
Yeah,
of withheld some information.
yeah.
Giving somebody
But-
a whole karma seal isn't big. Like, that's not something you should tell the higher ups. Like, yo, I gave him that karma seal that y'all fought so hard to get rid of. Like, I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. You killed karma
Well,
to get rid of this kid's karma seal.
His
and I
goal was
gave it back
obviously to
him.
get rid of Ishiki, though. He was obviously trying to get rid
Yeah.
of him.
Yeah.
But it,
Well, a month ago, if you would ask me, I'd probably say the reason why I'd say it's probably possible is because he made a brand new cyborg. We understand that his cyborgs could be stronger than even Jigen. So hypothetically, if this cyborg was stronger than Jigen, we didn't really have the advent of Kawaki having his karma seal, and Boruto is still kind of shaky. This cyborg could have literally been the strongest character in the whole entire ninja world. Like that could have been bad. Amato could have been in charge of the strongest character in the whole ninja world. He could have revealed himself right then and there.
Facts.
all right, so VLB Gaming. This is the first time I saw bro in the chat. Shout out to him. Since Amato gave Kawaki his karma back scientifically using his DNA, is it possible Amato has more Kawaki DNA and can implant and pass karma on to others? Ooh. Which
I thought it was an ASMR at the beginning of your sentence. I ain't gonna lie.
Who? What?
You started off whispering. I thought it was an ASMR. I didn't know what's going on.
Oh, bro.
I didn't know
don't
what was
that
going-
is. What the hell is ASMR? I probably was.
You don't know what ASMR is? Yo,
It's
never mind.
basically just
Reread the comment. Reread the comment. Start back over. I don't want to get
Right over my
back over.
head. Don't know what it is. Yo, I don't know. Y'all ain't watched the Ladies Man either, so I don't feel bad. All right, yo, it says, nah, bro. What's the ASM? What is it? Come on, real quick.
You just whisper.
You just
so,
gotta.
like,
You just gotta. Yeah, you just gotta.
you just
search it
speak
up.
really quietly. That's it. It's
That's
a
gonna
fetish.
kill me.
It's
I'm
weird.
gonna ask, all right, I'm gonna ask when the podcast over because y'all ain't gonna answer it. All right, since Amato gave Kawaki his karma back scientifically using, all right, basically he's asking, does Amato still have if Amato gave Kawaki his karma seal using his DNA, can he pass on the karma seal to others using Kawaki's DNA? So like, can he give Bara B a karma seal by using Kawaki's DNA? There you go. How do y'all feel about that?
I can't.
Yeah.
I want to believe that's the case because hypothetically, if Boruto dies, he can give anybody Boruto's karma seal and have Boruto be reborn. If that's the case, it'll turn into Dragon Ball Z, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people kind of dislike that the fact that when someone dies in Dragon Ball Z, they're coming back alive. They're coming back alive.
Yeah.
But I think with the advent of technology, I wouldn't rule it out. I definitely wouldn't rule it out because as of right now, he could kind of do that with like cyborgs. We've seen that with Jiraiya and Kashin Koji. We don't even know how he got the DNA from Jiraiya, but it was not necessarily like a 1-to-1 thing. But if it's like in like even like 3 years after the time skip, I wouldn't be surprised if he could actually do something like that.
Me, I would say no because it seems like that would go against the rules of a vessel. Because you had to be able to handle the Karmasil in order to be a Karmasil wielder. So I don't think just having a DNA and implanting it on somebody, unless there's somebody who's that can take the Karmasil. That's what do they call that? Like I can't think of the word off the top of my head right now. But yeah, if you can find Bar definitely accepting that karma.
Too much of it.
Owen Potel said you definitely accepting that karma if they give it to you.
No,
Oh my bad. All right, so
that.
you got to be. I know the word now. Compatible. Like you have to be compatible with the Karmasil in order to use it or to receive it.
Yeah, you got to be compatible with the Karmasil and be compatible with the person giving you the Karmasil.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't think there's other. It shouldn't be too many other people who's compatible with Ishiki. But yeah, I do think the new Android is Android 16 though. Starks. Big facts. Android 16.
Yeah, it took years for Car to get a perfect vessel. They had to kill so many kids, so it's not you can't just give one to a random person. So
they was just running around kidnapping kids, paying their parents.
Yeah,
like, yo, can I have your kid? Like,
here's a bag. Here's a bag of $30,000. Now get out of here. Like, Kawaki's dad got a bag and dipped.
Yo, straight dip. 30 grand ain't even that much.
Yeah.
He got that bag and was like, yo, what? I ain't never seen this much money since I got popped by Madara in a war. Let me get that.
This is crazy. This is crazy. But yo, why do y'all think he waited 1,000 years to get a new vessel?
I think it's until he met Amato. That's
Jigen.
why.
Jigen.
I think. It's weird because
somebody who's compatible for his Karmasil.
Yeah, I think it's only until he found Amato that he could finally start those experiments. Because if you look at the testing experiments, it was Amato that was helping Jigen out. Like Jigen was obviously implanting the karma, but they didn't really have the technology to do so. Like they were using like plastic bags and water vases and shit like that, and tubes as well. And I think Amato supplanted those materials to do those experiments. So I feel like it's up until he found someone like Amato. It's up until he met Amato is where they started doing the experimentations. Because I feel like he might have just started just going up to random kids and started giving it to them, but then it just didn't work. I feel like that needs to be expanded upon. Like I would love to see like a Kara creation arc where we get to see like how Kara was created in the first place, how like Jigen met Amato and how Amato created all the inner members. I think we need that because I'm not gonna lie, the fact that Ishiki can just live inside of Jigen's body while Jigen's just alive for thousands of years, that is kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like a regular human can only last like 80 to 100 years. So considering that this is a regular human being staying alive for 1,000 years, how was he able to do that? That's kind of a weird thing.
I think that goes to like that Eastern I can never say that word, so I'm not even gonna try to say
mythological.
Mythological, whatever.
We get it. We get it. The M word.
Like Buddha or whatever. Like once you reach divine or once you reach that state of enlightenment or whatever, you're supposed to live forever. Like I don't know. Yeah, so I mean you can because Jigen was a monk, so you can like kind of like intersect the two, and maybe that was the reason why. That's just my
I'm not sure.
Theory.
I'm not sure. Well, another one. Rex. He pretty much said, "Do y'all think Kawaki can revive Boruto with an eye ability that we didn't see from Ishiki's?"
Can Kawaki revive Boruto with an eye?
Hmm?
No, I was laughing at how you messed it up. It sounded funny. Just one thing real quick. Where's Mello?
Yeah, where is he?
I'm right here.
Hey, yo, Mello
You haven't
finishing
said
that
anything
food,
in the
bro.
last 20
We
minutes. Like, I
we
know.
we at the end of the pod. Mello, like, yeah, he
Man,
chilling. Yeah.
I carried this podcast for 2 hours. I'm letting y'all finish it up, okay? That's what I'm doing. Like, look, I have
Now we
literal
know what
thousands
Mello
of
really
comments I need
thinks,
to
bro.
reply to. By the way, Bara, can you help me, bro? How do you deal with all these damn comments, bro? It's
Bro,
I don't read them,
After
bro.
a
I
while, you don't
stopped
even
that
read
for a
them, huh?
while. I ain't
'Cause,
gonna
like,
lie.
I'm
I stopped
don't
reading
read
comments
drowning,
on
bro.
on the chat.
I'm drowning, bro.
I used to reply to every single comment for a couple of years. I had to stop. It wasn't
Yeah,
helpful.
it's
Yeah, it
like
wasn't.
so much, bro.
Sometimes I be looking at a comment. I'm like, there's no way you say that, and then it just ruins my day. I just stop looking
Yeah.
at comments.
Well, it's not even the
Some
negative
celebrities
stuff.
right
It's
now.
just like I'm literally looking at a list of thousands of comments. I'm like, fuck, I got
Yeah.
content to
So
make.
sorry,
I'm doing a
chat, that-
podcast. It's
You
so
reply
crazy.
to every
sorry,
comment?
chat. My podcasters,
Yeah,
my,
every single
my
one.
co-hosts are
Oh.
very Hollywood right now.
Yeah,
They're being
yeah.
very
This is
bougie
Big
right
Mello
now.
we talking to, man. Stop freaking act like he don't know. This Big Mello we talking to.
Hey, look,
Yeah,
I'm
Mello
multitasking. Okay, I'm
Mello
doing a
is
podcast
Hollywood,
and I'm
bro.
answering your comments.
Yo, I cannot
But-
imagine if Mello was like if Mello was like on the big screen, bro. Mello would be mad bougie, bro. Mello would have so much bad bitch
yeah.
energy. I can already see it. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm the only one who answers all the comments, so I mean, I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
nah, when
Come
we
on,
first
Ray.
started
He
this
just
channel, I
essentially
used to
Playboy
read all
Mello.
the comics and stuff like that. But Barra said a couple years, bro. It's only been a couple months, and I
Now, Bar
completely
at a different level though. Like this,
Yo,
this
hold
man's
up.
at a
Let's not
different
say
level.
that, yo. We read all the comments. We reply to all of them. So keep on commenting and liking.
On this
videos.
channel, probably.
On
On this
channel.
channel, probably.
Yeah,
This
don't.
channel,
Barra
probably.
said he don't read them on his channel. Like he said, I got.
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna
subscribers.
say
I don't
that.
need to listen. And I don't need to read y'all comment. Yeah,
But-
peasants.
but-
That's what he's saying.
I don't reply to every comment. I don't reply to every comment.
It's literally
I'll
not
read a
possible
lot.
for him at his level. It's
I know,
not.
I know, bro.
But
Once
one of the
his
thing-
video
one of
be
the
up for
things
like
that
20
I'm, like,
seconds, already
scared
got
of, though.
60 comments.
One of the things that I'm like scared of though, Naruto explained said he
Yeah,
ran
I
into
saw
some
something
problems
about
with his other channel by replying to comments.
Yeah,
Because
like,
he
on
thought
his-
it thought it was a bot on his channel. That's from saying the same thing over and over again the same way. Like if you just reply thanks to every comment, like the algorithm will pick it up and think it's a bot on your thing.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
But even
because
still,
you're
I'm
just
scared
saying the
'cause
same thing over. Like if you just reply thanks to every comment or whatever.
I mean, that's what you have to do at a certain level because, like, I
I know,
can't
but you
I
gotta
can't
switch it
reply a
up, though.
unique reply on every comment. It's like impossible.
I get it,
Yeah,
but
but-
like if you got 1,000 comments and you comment 1,000 times thanks, I can see why the algorithm would think you're a bot.
Yeah,
Well, you
YouTube
gotta
when
mix
we
it up, of
smoking in that
course.
pack, you keep doing that, partner. We got chill.
So what's the
Bro,
solution? I'm just not supposed to engage with my audience. That's so stupid, bro.
I had some good runs.
YouTube is
do what
so
I do.
dumb sometimes.
Do what I do. I pick some comments and I reply to some comments in the video. You know, so
When do you
my
do
subscribers,
that?
they
idea.
like that.
When do
Let me
you-
write that.
I try to do that. I try to do it like once a week, but I end up doing like twice a month.
I'm about to say that's
like that.
mad rare because I watch your videos every time you upload it just to give you some AdSense boost. You know, you should throw that my way. By the way,
No, the last time I did that was like last Saturday. But yeah, you could do that sometimes. You know, incorporate some of your subscribers' comments.
I think
into
that's
the
a good
videos.
that's like
I'll do it.
that's way more personal than replying back to the comment. Like if you actually say it on the air.
No, but like every
Mhm.
comment I reply to, I read. It's just that I can't like give you some custom things. I have like 1,000 other people.
Well,
I don't
make,
know.
like
Yo.
70 templates and just like copy and paste those 70 templates so everything is in the same comment. Like I just say like just switch it up sometimes. Just don't comment the same thing on everybody's thing so the algorithm
No.
doesn't think you're a bot.
No, yeah, I know what you're saying. I understand.
Yo.
I didn't know that from Naruto explaining. So
Yeah,
but-
he
The-
told
the
me that on
best-
thing.
Be a fact. But the best / worst comment, depending on your mood, has to be the comment that's like 5 paragraphs long, explaining a long drawn out theory.
Never read those.
Oh my
bro.
I'm
I
so
never-
sorry.
No,
I'm
sometimes
so
I-
sorry.
sometimes I
start,
read it.
like, and
Yo,
then
yo.
I see
Yo.
read more, and it's mad long. I'm like, yo, nah, you
Yo, what?
tripping.
Yo,
Yo,
to
once-
everybody in chat,
Nah, they be hitting sometimes. They
I'm
ain't
so
gonna lie.
grateful and appreciative to all those long comments. But Bar is right,
Yeah,
man.
definitely.
You got to understand from your content creator's perspective, we have hundreds of thousands of comments to reply to, and that long comment, bro, It's wild, man.
Yo, one
I
time
was about
some
to say he liked those. He said they be hitting, bro.
It
once I
depends
see
on it
read
depends on
more
the
and
time.
7 paragraphs. I can't go. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
one time someone dropped like 18 comments worth of like theories in one
He said
video.
18
It was
comments.
no, like deadass, I'm serious. Like I got to like the second comment, I was like, "There's no way you wrote all of this." Oh my god,
It's,
it
at
was
that
so
point,
long.
just make a channel, bro. Like,
Exactly.
Jesus. You got enough content to last a year.
Yo, a
Josh, you're
lot
special,
of
bro. Josh said, "Damn, I thought I was special, bro. You're special to us, bro. We love your comments. We're just talking from no. We love
not
comments.
yo. To be
I like
honest,
see it.
when I first started the versus polls, like on the community tab, I originally started that poll, and my favorite comments to read were those long ones. Like if there's like a Kawaki versus Sarja
Oh,
debate
yeah,
or a
you
poll
get
I put
somebody's
up, and they put like a long john explaining like their point, I'll take time
Yeah.
to read those
yeah,
comments.
that makes
Definitely.
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, power scaling wise, I don't mind that because it's like you're
Yeah,
giving
you
your
have to
opinion.
write a long comment. Like you
Yeah.
can't really like explain something in 3 sentences. So I definitely
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I'm the only dummy here that freaking reads entire paragraphs, and I gotta figure out something though. It's getting a bit much.
Do you
So,
use your community?
What you
tab,
could-
Melo?
what did you say?
Do you use your community?
Yeah,
tab?
Mello
No.
uses it.
Do I use what?
Your community tab.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah, all the
to say
time.
that.
Every time I post a video, I do a poll.
Yeah,
Oh,
same.
Yeah.
I do that as well.
Yeah.
Cause I saw like I don't know if you guys know who Six is. He was
Yeah, of
doing
course.
that, and that like boosted his engagement like a lot. So I was like,
Yeah,
let me try
I
this
never
out.
thought about that.
Yeah,
It just makes sense. Yeah, I
Yeah,
figured
it
you
makes
know
so much
if
people
I
see your
post a
videos.
video, let them know about it, and then give them something more to talk about with the poll engagement. Yeah, it just made sense to me. But yeah. Yeah.
Yo, Meek, question, bro. That dissecting Kawaki video, how long did it take you to do that?
What to like script, edit, and put it out?
Yeah, like this the whole process. How long did that
I
take
say
you?
like 4 months.
4 months? That's
4
a dope
months.
video, bro. That's a dope video.
Thank you, man.
I like
I-
that.
I
That's
had
one
to,
of my
like-
favorite videos.
I spent
No.
like 2 months just rewatching the anime because like they added so much into the anime, like with his like backstory and stuff that the manga didn't include. So I was like watching from like one screen and just like scribbling notes on Google Docs on another, just like typing whatever I see. So there was so much to take in that like I didn't see from the first time when I was watching the anime or reading the manga. Like there's so many little details the Boruto writers put in that like goes over everyone's heads. It's like when you look back, it's like damn, they really foreshadowed that shit.
Yeah, so
Like
like,
the
when
vase
you,
and everything.
when you was doing it, yeah. When you was doing it, you have to go back like and like, you know, add some more stuff to it from as the
Yeah.
series was going on.
I was doing that all the time. Like the script took me a month to write. It was a very long script. It was like 40 pages.
That's crazy.
Lo-
That's freaking.
Might as well
It's like
hire a
an hour-long
ghostwriter
video.
with that, though. What you doing
Facts. For real.
What you doing here?
That's your biggest video right now, right?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's one of my biggest. It's like top 5 or top 6 most viewed video on my channel.
Are you
in, like, 2
monetized right
weeks.
now? I don't remember ever
Yeah.
seeing like. Oh, okay, because I had
I've been
ads
monetized for, like,
I
a year.
remember seeing
Man,
ads.
this is Big Meek you talking to. Is he monetized? Big Meek, talk to these niggas.
Well,
Come
because
on,
I
man.
sat there and watched a whole hour video and I don't remember like.
Censored.
I put like
Yeah.
I put like 20 ads on that video, man.
Oh, my bad.
Did I don't remember here seeing one.
They
ad.
probably didn't show up for you.
You know,
It
no, you know
depends.
what?
Like,
Because a lot of times, like I'll have like my headphones.
You got
on,
ad block?
My
whatever?
AirPods on, and I'll be walking around listening to YouTube, and then I'll
Oh,
just let the ads play and don't even be realizing that's an ad playing.
yeah.
Oh, I used to
Jesus
hate when an
Christ.
ad played when I was driving and listening to a
yeah.
podcast on YouTube.
Bro, that's
I had
the
to
most
get-
annoying shit. You be wanting to get premium then.
Yeah, that after that I had to get premium.
You don't.
Ain't no way I'm about
Man,
to
I seen you
pull
live
out my
stream.
phone and
I watched you live.
oh
stream.
no,
You used to
that's
get
on my
ads.
burner account. I got premium on my actual account.
So why when you
Yo.
live stream, why don't you just use your actual account so you can just skip the ads? You be getting mad as hell when ads pop up. You know you can live stream.
Yeah,
on your
because
other
like
channel, right?
if I live stream like consistently, I'd probably get premium. But right now I'm live streaming like 5 times a month
no,
max.
you said
like,
you have premium on another channel though, right? Like another
Yeah.
YouTube channel. Like you know you can live stream and be logged into another YouTube channel, right? Or am I tripping?
No, I know that, but that's my personal YouTube. Now people gonna be seeing videos about the Miami Heat. You feel me? Theory videos about what trades we gonna be. Nah,
You
I
really
want
think
the
people gonna
recommendeds
look
to
you
be
up, bro?
about Naruto. I want the recommendeds to be about
Okay, I
Naruto,
get what
Boruto,
you're saying.
so I know what videos I could watch on stream. Like
Yeah.
now,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know you
that's
putting me
low
off,
key
bro.
kind
I
of
get what
depressing,
you're
bro.
saying.
Because now I feel like I can't comment to people now. I'm like, fuck, what am I supposed to do now? And that kind of
Nah,
makes me
bro, go
sad.
ahead and comment to people. I don't think he was saying like you can't comment to people. It was just he was getting so many. He was like I said, he was replying the same thing over and over again. That's why his channel got hit like that. If you're replying back to, I think
Got hit like
YouTube's-
what? Like what happened?
He
it got his
demonetized.
channel
He
got
just
taken down.
demonetized. Oh, yeah.
No,
got completely taken down.
demonet. His channel got taken
Yeah, it
down.
got
His
completely taken
Kryptonian
down.
Sand channel
Comment?
got taken down.
For
Yo,
Yeah.
YouTube is so stupid, bro. They want you to
Yeah.
engage with your audience, and then you engage with your audience, and then I mean, come on, man, this is
Yeah.
insane. This kind of irritates me.
Yo, I if I was you, I'd definitely hit him up and ask him specifically what went wrong and like how you could pretty much like avoid that. But me personally, I just took a step back from replying to comments. Period.
Same.
After I heard about
Like
that.
I like a
Yeah,
few
PayPal,
comments here and
I
there,
said
and that's
it
it.
was in my account. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. I mean, this definitely will save me an hour a day to be
No,
fair.
I just say
Hour?
hit.
Why don't you just
Hit-
heart
hit
that
up my-
comment? Like just
Bro, you know how
heart
many
it.
comments I get, bro? It's
Just-
insane.
Just heart it. Like just put a heart there. Like,
That'll probably be spam too.
nah, I don't think so. They give you that function for a
it
reason.
can't
That's
be.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, you feel me? It was a nice 1K podcast. What are we like? 2 hours now? 2 hours and almost 30 now.
Well, you got to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
15 minutes because it was
Right.
just playing beats at the beginning of the podcast.
I do got some work to do, so
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
finish up
true.
some homework.
Yo,
Oh, big facts, big facts.
I'm
Big
busy
Meek,
this
man.
week.
Yo,
Mm.
Bart, aren't you in school, bro? What happened with that?
Nah, I didn't go this
You got-
semester.
Oh,
Decided to
gotcha.
chill this semester, man.
You ain't gonna finish, bro. You ain't gonna finish.
Do we
That's
have
what
any
I
more
did in
questions
school.
from chat?
I
That's
was
what it's
chilling
looking
this
like, partner.
semester and just never went back, bro. Go
Nah,
back, fam. Go back. Don't waste.
It's gonna be a
don't waste
tough
the
day. It's gonna be a
financial
tough day when I actually go back and freak
Wait,
out and be
what?
like, yo,
What year you in right now? You senior?
no, junior year.
Oh, you're
Well,
junior.
yeah,
aid.
it's like in the I'll probably like the second semester junior year.
guys,
I
real
got
quick,
you.
real quick. Are we done with Boruto? 'Cause I have a lot of work to do.
We've been done.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah, we've been
rock
done. We've
out.
been done.
Yeah.
For a while.
Okay.
Free game. Do
Talking
your
about
thing
school
on the
and shit.
outro. My bad.
But yo, so thank you everybody for joining us. If you want to donate to the podcast, donate to the Cash App Free Game Pod or the Streamlabs link that they drop into the comments because I'm not about to drop it a second time, but I really appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you to our guest. It's Meek. Thank you, Meek. You know you're not even a guest no more, bro. You're like a part of the family. So that's why when people be like Meek is a guest, I'm like, nah, Meek ain't a guest. Meek is like a part of the family. I can't even consider him a guest.
I'm glad to be here, man. I appreciate
like,
it.
I hope when I say that you don't take it in the wrong way. So like when I say
Nah,
that, I'm
nah,
like,
nah.
Meek is a part of the fam. I don't really consider
For
Meek a
sure,
guest
for
anymore.
sure.
So yeah, thank you for joining
Yeah, I
us.
appreciate
Meek.
it.
Thank you
No
for
problem,
everybody
man.
for getting us to 1K. That's real big. I was sipping a mojito and smoking fat blunt of rents when I found out that I hit 1K. I text Barra, but Barra's a diva and he ain't never text me back. But yeah, shout out to my
Yeah, I do my
Bro, you don't be
best.
texting nobody back, bro.
I do my Mello. You never check Discord. What are you doing here? Like,
That,
Nah, I
that's
be
true,
talking
that's
to
true.
I talk to
That's
Mello
obvious,
all
isn't
the
it?
time, bro. Me and Mello always chopping it up.
I mean, I try, but fucking Barra is like, you say something. Bro, I think I said something to you like 5 days ago. I still have yet to. It was, 3 days ago. I've yet to see anything. Like, what are we talking about? But yeah.
Right,
Respond,
just
bro.
like
He
you, I
treats
don't
us
get
like
notifications
he
on
treats us like
Discord.
comments, bro. He treats us like the comments, bro. He looks at it.
Meek, always a pleasure, my
friend.
friend. Always a
Yes,
pleasure for
sir.
the game bar. Shout to chat, guys. You are amazing. I got so much
Oh.
editing to do. I'm so sorry. I gotta go, man.
Yeah, one more thing. We're moving a podcast from Tuesdays to Thursdays. We said this for like the past week or whatever, but
So next week is Tuesday.
This-
I mean
well,
Thursday.
Thursday. Yeah,
Okay.
next week is
upcoming
Thursday,
week,
and
we
from
took-
every from
Okay.
Mm.
I'm confused. Okay. I'm the one who changed
No,
it.
yeah,
I'm confused as hell. Like, whoa, what?
yeah, like you changed it. So yeah, next week is gonna be Thursday. We're gonna have T Bry on, and then after that, it's gonna be every single Thursday after that.
No. So this week is gonna be still Tuesday. We can still do Tuesday. What are you talking about?
Tuesday? No, that'd be like too much. We already did like 3 pods last week. Like we already did
So
like
you wanna
Yeah,
plus
we might as
one
well just do
vid.
it Thursday.
You do it Thursday. I'll upload clips. I'll upload clips.
So. Well, Big Bar said it's on Thursday. I got it set for Tuesday. So if y'all see that reminder, I'm gonna have to change it because I set it for Tuesday.
I mean, if you want to go live Tuesday, just hit me up. If I'm not busy, I'll hop on.
We can do Thursday. I gotta chill a little bit, anyways, bro. Like I be wanting to chill, even though that's all I do, anyways. But yeah, so y'all interrupted my outro. Y'all was going so good with the outro, then y'all just interrupted me. I'm done. I was still talking.
Stream.
All right, guys. I appreciate everything. Be safe. Be sound.
Yeah,
see you guys next time. Okay.
See y'all later, man.
Shout out to my boy Jules Saint. I don't know what you call yourself, bro. I want to drop his song on here because I think it's dope. It's called Samurai Champloo. You have a great night. Rock out to the song.
AllTrue. Tried to take him somewhere else with it.
This is Sparks Dynamite.
After all this time, it's hard to reject you. You wanna bounce, then I let you. For the record, I never meant to neglect you. You was meant for something special. And we can have a sword fight when I catch you. Do it for the honor of the clan. Learn some new moves to impress you. I can't lose, Samurai Champloo. Shit crazy, ain't it? I can't lose. Samurai Champloo. It's all shit. I can't lose. Samurai Champloo. Hatari hands up, blade sharp as ever. We can fight until we both see hell. We go together. You've been training for a while. I can see you getting better. I've been out here chasing the moon. I fight whoever. Too much honor for a low blow. Blade across his throat though. Foes looking for me, found me squatting in the dojo. Smoking on that ginseng. Paper make it burn slow. World won the battle, but you gotta wait your turn though. Putting on the show, I make the right impression. Samurai showdown, watch me escape my weapon. I ain't stressing on them lessons. We'll meet again. Hungry for a worthy opponent. Hope we can eat again. After all this time, it's hard to reject you. You wanna bounce, then I let you. For the record, I never meant to neglect you. You was meant for something special. And we can have a sword fight when I catch you. Do it for the honor of the clan. Learn some new moves to impress you. I can't lose, Samurai Champloo. I can't lose. Samurai Champloo. I can't lose. Samurai Champloo. No fear as I journey through the deadland. Pride high, bitch, I got the #1 headband. We can battle when you're ready, I'll be waiting for you. Pray to the battle god till life might get taken from you. Flesh gets ripped in the moonlight tonight. We both might die for a good fight. No, I was made for it. Ninja assassin, I brought fire from the sky like a comet crashing. We on a different level, two masters clashing. We might die in a respectable fashion. See, I was born with this talent, I never needed practice. Don't waste my time on the average, no, I can beat them backwards. I watch you terrorize the land with your evil tactics. I know your strategy, you losing automatically. Started as a pupil, progressed gradually. 48-0, ain't no sword yield the baddest me. Cutting through them savagely, killing for my ancestors. Beef handed down, grandchildren kill their grandchildren. Never brought shame when your name kept it real with them. Might be the best I ever seen, but I had to kill him. After all this time, it's hard to reject you. You wanna bounce, then I let you. For the record, I never meant to neglect you. You was meant for something special. And we can have a sword fight when I catch you. Do it for the honor of the clan. Learn some new moves to impress you. I can't lose, Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo. I won't lose. Samurai Champloo. After all this time, it's hard to reject you. You wanna bounce, then I let you. For the record, I never meant to neglect you. You was meant for something special. And we can have a sword fight when I catch you. Do it for the honor of the clan. Learn some new moves to impress you. I can't lose, samurai champloo. AllTrue. Tried to take him somewhere else with it.
This is Sparks Dynamite.
I'm going God mode. Nigga. It ain't even worth telling these niggas no more. But you do drink like a player. Bitch, I'm God mode. You reaching for something that don't exist. I'm willing to let it go, but you clenching it in your fist. Conversations with that genie to grant you another wish. Looking for the greener grass, so you jump you another fence. Pay attention to that hiss. I never meant for this to end bad. You out here looking for a turbo man like you Sinbad. That dick gave her flashbacks. Book the spot in rehab, I'ma get it. And bitch, you like your Lipton, eat a tea bag. It's never rare for you to want what you missing. You need to focus, listening and understanding is different. If it's a plan, then I'm with it. I'll be the first, cut the ribbon. I never go out like a coward. It's even worse when I'm living. My niggas golden, they chillin'. These bitches soaking, they drippin'. I Ving Rhames them. Archangel put his throat on the ceiling. I transcend to God mode. My niggas rollin' like Krillin. I'm getting stronger, but these niggas make it easy to kill them. I'm going God mode. I'm going God mode. I'm getting stronger, but these niggas make it easy to kill them. I'm going God mode. I'm going God mode. One, two. My niggas rolling like Krillin. I never wanted war, I always wanted peace. But shit, these niggas crazy in the streets. I never got to sleep. I told these bitches never follow me, cause I don't fuck with sheep. I fucked her off that Molly for a week. Now she fucking geek. Told my cousin tell me when to go. Bitch, I'm keep the sneak. Pressure turn him to a pipsqueak. That boy, you leak the sheets. Never push a nigga to the edge, and I'm on the brink. Most these niggas blinded by the pussy. They can't even think, cause she just trying to get to that paper, and you are missing links. 40 take a chunk out his nose. Now that boy is Sphinx. When you see me say how, cause that nigga chief. I never fuck with people if they dirty. Get a nigga bleach. I don't exist, but these bitches still reaching for me. Ninjas in the dojo, have them do the creeping for me. Talking like I walk it, let my actions do the preaching for me. Full blood saying, motherfucker, it's the beast in me. God mode. I'm going God mode. I'm getting stronger, but these niggas make it easy to kill them. I'm going God mode. Hey, my shit is over 9,000. My niggas rolling like Krillin. I'm going God mode. Transcend, man, it's easy to feel them. I'm going God mode.